Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
You probably don't remember this because I think they'd stopped doing it by the time you got into school. But when you used to have to do term papers and you were doing your sources.
Yes.
At the bottom, your reference your sources.
Yeah, there's a certain method you have to do to
the whole
cite
thing, yeah.
things, yeah.
But when you had one that was the same as the other, you would write IBID, I-B-I-D.
I-B-I-D, okay.
And that would just mean like the same thing from the previous line. IBID. The next one down would be the same source as the previous one. IBID, I-B-I-D. That is where we are today with the forecast. IBID.
Yeah. The same
Cold,
old, same old.
Snow, lake effect snow, IBID.
Thanks for bringing that.
If you remember that.
Collegiate and high school reference.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Memory lane.
We have a lot to get to. Number one, Erin Gaul has now been banned. She can never be a judge again.
Formally removed, huh?
Which means, hey, Herkimer County, let's hire her so she can get her retirement. I'm sure you've seen that part of the story, that's where she's now working. And they hired her, and I'm assuming it's a part-time gig.
She's like a county attorney for the...
a county attorney.
Okay.
So she'll be able to finish out whatever she needs to get her retirement. And all the while, no matter where you go, you see, and I mean the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post, papers around the country covering this story, not just here, but you see her face there telling, this is how I roll.
Yeah.
This is how Judge Gaul rolls.
What a crazy series of events.
Wasn't that one of the big stories of last year? And so now at least we can all be at ease to know that she has a job to protect her retirement.
There we go.
By the way, if you pulled something like this and it went viral and you lost your job, but you needed, I don't know, maybe 2 years to get your big radio retirement, which is non-existent, everybody would be like, screw you, no.
Is there a Herkimer County radio station somewhere? I don't know. Well, this technically is one, but I mean one there.
You mean that's licensed there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there is.
Get my, get my retirement. If
you could work at 1420.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, that and all that does is bring that story back out again. It's like the fourth time. At one point, she was fighting it, and that ended up ceasing.
Yeah.
Because let's just make it all go away. And then we had found out.
Not easy to do with the internet.
We had found out before Christmas, before the break, that she had taken she'd gotten a job in Herkimer County. Much like you'll find with a police officer, maybe gets into a little something and they lose their job and they end up working at, the Johnstown Police Department or something like that. This is kind of the same thing. But you hate for the story to get out because it's not necessarily a great story.
It is not.
It's kind of ugly. But listen, they've done what they've done, and she's working there. What else do we have? That basically a bit of a flashback story coming back.
Throwback already. Wow,
a little throwback already here in 2025. We'll make our picks today for football this weekend.
Yeah, we missed picks last week because there was a lot of vacation time and time off, but we've got the full slate of the NFL wildcard games ready to be picked.
And we'll get into that. I do want to say one thing about that. I am so angry, and I always let this bother me, and I it is what it is. But when a player wins a big game like Notre Dame did, and I really felt like Notre Dame was going to win that game, but either team could have won that game.
Yeah.
but basically it was handed right back to them.
Yeah, it was almost
back and
so
forth.
That Penn State quarterback almost threw a pick that was overturned at a critical moment.
So, but I find what's interesting and it really bugs me is when a player says, "Jesus is the reason we won the game." And the quarterback last night at the end of the game, I don't know if you saw it, but he's like, "You know what? I got to tell you, I just threw the ball up there and said, Jesus, you do what should be done."
This is the Notre Dame quarterback?
Yes,
That's
yes.
Riley Leonard is his name.
So, and Jesus, please make sure this is a successful game-winning pass and take your attention away from the people losing their homes in L.A.
Oh my God.
Take your eyes off the hospitals where the little children are dying of cancer, and please put all of your attention on to the only thing that matters, my football game.
Well, it's only 3 seconds of flight time, really.
Listen, Jesus ain't helping you win the game. Jesus.
Well, he created the talent. That's what people need to realize. He created the talent within you to play the game.
Okay. All right.
And haven't you seen Angels in the outfield?
Listen to me. If Jesus cared about sports, the Mets would have won last year.
You got Juan Soto, didn't you?
For God's sakes. I just hate that. It's so insensitive. When there's somebody watching that game, it's kind of taking a break away, and you know they have someone who's dying of some horrible disease, or their home has just been burned to ashes, and this guy is like, no, Jesus was with me. He's decided not to protect you. You go back to your garden hose and try to save that house. Not going to be able to save it.
Oh, my gosh.
That just pisses me off. I mean,
I could tell.
shut up with that crap.
I could tell.
God almighty.
How about him getting knocked out late in the second quarter? Then they thought he had a concussion.
Right, they got him back in.
Yeah.
He did take a hard hit to the head, I
He
thought.
sure did.
Well, luckily, Jesus was there to pad. Padded the whole thing, really. I mean, or maybe he did have a concussion, and Jesus came in and was like, gone. I've done water into wine and concussion
What's
into
in that
normalcy.
Gatorade cooler?
Listen, I've been up all night.
I was going to say, you are in rare form.
What is it, Davey, that you said I have?
Diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
Oh, you think you do?
I know I do. In my last big checkup, which was right after Christmas.
Oh, that's the worst.
They said it's a minor version of it. Or there's a little bit of diverticulitis. So, and I'm assuming, I haven't had it enough where I'm trying to curb my diet at this point. It just automatically happens.
Have to start pretty
and
quick.
I'm wondering, why I have this terrible pain that I can't get rid of. Ugh. And last night's was really bad. But in addition to spicy foods,
oh yeah, seeds of any kind,
popcorn.
Oh, what
is that bad?
Wow.
Probably
for me it
probably
would be.
Is.
For me, I think
do you
popcorn.
Have it?
No, God, no.
Okay,
not yet. I hope I never get it.
Anyway, a little bit of diverticulitis. I'm like, all right, well, whatever that means.
Slight verticulitis.
Up all night long with this, and then you're trying to find little ways. Like, what do I do? And if you've had it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're trying to find. Okay, I'll do this. This will take care of it. I'll do this. This will take care of it.
Hospitalized for that.
You can. And Davey, you know a family member who actually gets it so bad they have to go into the hospital.
Yeah, my uncle on my mom's side gets it real bad, and he has to go to the hospital.
Sofranio Vasquez.
Yes.
Performing. Did you see what he did? He performed in front of the Filipino president.
Oh, wow.
In a royal performance of some sort.
Pretty impressive.
He met President Ferdinand Marcos at the President's Hall and performed in front of the president.
Well, what's interesting, too, is
he's just living the life right now.
Yeah.
He is living the life.
I mean, he mentioned, on one of our recent interviews with him, he mentioned the fact that Manny Pacquiao, who's the big boxer, he is some lead. He's in some leadership role in the Philippines.
Right.
Congress or something like that. Talking about Sofranio.
Yeah. That's very cool. I'm really happy for that kid. The reason he won? Jesus. That's the reason.
He's a former senator, by the way.
If it wasn't for Jesus, those judges would not have picked him. I say you save your help from Jesus for the time when you really need it. And I get it, winning a big football game in the semifinals and getting into the championship game is a big deal. But really, it's your kicker that won it, not Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Although I will be honest, his name is Jesus.
I was going to say. It is Notre Dame University. It used to be the chant.
I get it.
The chant Notre Dame High School at basketball games, which sometimes irritated people, was "God's on our side," and that would be the chant.
Yeah. That always went well until you were playing a team with a lot of Jewish people.
Well, yeah.
4 employees now. 4 additional employees at Central New York prisons have now been recommended to be fired. This story is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, it was like a whole ordeal.
I appreciate the fact that the union. So initially, we had heard that the union would not represent them, and that I don't think can happen. I think by law the union must represent them. I don't think the union can get out of that. So if you see the union representing them and you're like, I can't believe the union, I'll never support the union again. Just remember, I believe that they are representing them by law.
Yeah. And I've asked, our man Brian Luska is usually very good about coming on the program, but he just said, Andrew, right now I can't.
This is a horrific story. And the one thing that I have seen is people who are, I think the scary part of this is how broad this is and how many people knew that this was going on. And, I met somebody that left there because of it.
Really?
He was a corrections officer and left and went back to whatever he was doing before. And when asked why, he said, I just can't. They have these beating sessions, and they go to a place where there are no cameras. I mean, I'm quoting what someone told me.
Wow.
This may not be true, but he claims. Now, I do know he did work at a prison, and he no longer does, and he left on his own
accord. Yeah.
And he claims he left because of that reason. I also think that you cannot ignore the fact that the state has taken away tools and methods that have been used over the years to humanely deal with correcting these inmates when something is done, and it's not something the inmates would want to go through.
Yeah,
whether it's isolation or whatever that is, and all of this stuff has been taken away. They've taken away the ability for the corrections officers to really do their job, which really emboldens the inmates, and ties the hands of the corrections officers. And I think that can lead to this type of behavior. There's that, by the way, is no excuse by any means. But we are not going to dig in and find out why this happened. We're just going to fire everybody and think we're fixing it.
We should look deep into the cause.
In this day and age, how could you do something like the George Floyd game, right? I mean, if that's true, and it is, apparently it's been admitted by 2 corrections officers.
That's an actual game?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Apparently it was admitted by 2 corrections officers that are involved in a lawsuit in federal court in Syracuse.
Wow.
So now 4 more have been recommended to be fired.
Yeah, it seems like the New York prison system's rotten to the core in all phases.
This is it's just a horrible, horrible story. This morning we'll speak with Willy Waffle coming up in a few minutes. There are some really big ones out there that you can watch on streaming. And there's some great movies. If you get a chance to go to the theater and see that Bob Dylan movie this weekend, it is well worth it. Joe Joseph here this morning. My wife was in the hospital this summer with diverticulitis.
God, even the word.
It's nothing to play with. Get on the 2 antibiotics. If it gets badly infected, they have to do a bowel resection. Lovely. Luckily for me, this is as long as I think I can control it with diet, but not last night.
Yeah,
and I do
you
like.
You can't just do like, oh, I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time.
My diet, 0 points for popcorn. I mean, I don't want to give that up. Quick break. We'll come back. Willy Waffle coming up in a second. Andrew with a quick update and this IBID forecast that we're looking at this weekend. Still going to be cold. That wind is something too, blowing that snow around. We'll get to all that coming right up at WIBX.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
It's the New Year's blowout at Mattress Express, and no one in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have. And listen to the New Year's sales. Save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster sets, $500 on Tempur-Pedic, $400 on Sealy, and save up to $600 on the largest selection of Purple in New York State, only at Mattress Express. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. If you've made the mistake of ordering your Tempur-Pedic somewhere else and it's taken 7 days or longer for delivery, bring your receipt to Mattress Express. We'll give you the sale price or a $200 prepaid Visa card, whichever saves you more, and we'll get it delivered fast. A better price and faster delivery. All locations at mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. And do not forget, we have a new location in Auburn in the Tractor Supply Plaza. It's New Year's at Mattress Express.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 6:37. I'm Andrew Derminio. Right now it's 14 degrees, feels like 5. Mostly clear skies. Your full forecast is coming up. Well, 4 more employees at the Marcy Correctional Facility are moving to be fired. Those workers are accused of being involved in the beating of inmate Robert Brooks last month. Brooks was taken to a hospital but passed away hours after being assaulted. The tragic incident was captured on video, and these latest employees have been suspended without pay. Governor Hochul previously ordered that 14 other workers lose their jobs, and one of them has already resigned. The Syracuse charter school that was the site of a carbon monoxide leak earlier this week has been declared an unfit structure. The leak Tuesday was caused by a food warmer, and multiple people suffered exposure to the odorless gas. The Syracuse Academy of Science High School on Park Avenue was also issued violations related to carbon monoxide detectors and removing or tampering with equipment. The building failed reinspection yesterday. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has issued a warning to residents about an ongoing kidnapping scheme. The agency says scammers are reaching out to people and claiming their child has been kidnapped. The scammer then tells the person not to call the police before demanding money so the child can be returned safely. Anyone who gets a call like this should hang up and report it to the sheriff's office immediately. People who have been considering the purchase of an RV should check out an event at the New York State Fairgrounds that continues today. The Ultimate RV Show is happening through Sunday in the Expo Center and the Micron Center of Progress buildings. More than 200 pre-owned and new RVs and campers will be available for folks to get a look at. Admission and parking for the show are free, and shuttles will be available to help people get around. And it was a dramatic game last night as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have punched their ticket to the college playoff national championship. Notre Dame defeated Penn State 27-24 in the CFP semifinal at the Orange Bowl. The Irish will be looking to claim their 12th national title in school history and first since 1988 when they faced the winner of the Cotton Bowl matchup between Ohio State and Texas on January 20th. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time coming up on 6:40. Here's your forecast.
Big area for snow. The cold weather will continue to stick with us here as we head through this morning and into our Friday afternoon. There could be some flurries in spots, especially into the Adirondacks, mid-20s. Now, snow showers will come back tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. Could be some light accumulations in some spots, especially where the more favored band setup off of Lake Ontario. Tomorrow's highs in the upper 20s. I'm Ray Stejik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it's 14 degrees under clear skies at 6:40.
All right, coming up, we'll speak with Willy Waffle on some pretty good stuff to stream that'll entertain you through the cold weather. And one of them is the amazing story of whatever the name of it is of Natalia Grace.
Oh yeah, Natalia
That's
Grace.
the little person. And there's a third surprise, unexpected season out there that just dropped on, and it is not Netflix, it's Max. We'll speak with Willie about that. Plus, that Bob Dylan movie, which was really, really good. And everything else that's out there in theaters and on your TV coming up.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music, and whether it's your home or business, you have a lot invested. In the past, a camera surveillance system was an expensive luxury. Big Apple has now made it affordable. Big Apple is the area's leader when it comes to camera surveillance systems, having installed hundreds locally in homes and businesses. Big Apple is New York State licensed for security and camera surveillance, with most of our products sourced from American companies. Featuring Starlight Night Vision, our cameras dollar for dollar have the best night vision available. A camera surveillance system can offer full property coverage. It prevents and reduces crime, monitors high-risk areas like parking lots and showrooms, and Big Apple has a fully set-up showroom to give you real-time, realistic demonstrations of just how great a camera system can be for you. Stop in and see for yourself at Big Apple Music in New Hartford.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash to tell you about our $25,000 home improvement giveaway.
You can enter to win $25,000 in new windows, siding, bath, or doors professionally installed by New York Sash. And we'll pick the winner live at the 2025 Home Show at the Nexus Center this February.
Just think about all the home renovations you can do with $25,000. Gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, stunning vinyl siding, a new bath remodel, or an entry door.
One lucky homeowner in Central New York will win, so why not you? There's no purchase necessary, but you have to be in it to win it.
So enter the $25,000 home improvement giveaway today at NewYorkSash.com/win. That's NewYorkSash.com/win, or enter in person at our showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
And you can be the lucky winner of the $25,000 home improvement giveaway from New York Sash at the Home Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
So, LA police are now saying that the fires out there were intentionally set. I mean, that's terrible. Citizens detained the suspect. Here is the lead officer talking about what went down. Now, this thing continued with more wind yesterday.
Yeah.
As they really thought the winds were going to subside, because it's the winds, and the winds are taking it out. They're blowing out towards the Pacific, so nothing is protected.
I have to say, I went to Southern California one time, and I was down in the Newport Beach and Laguna Beach area, and the winds blow all the time. There's strong winds.
Yes.
All the time.
Well, anytime you get near the coastline,
yeah,
go to Myrtle Beach, and it'll be 70 degrees inland, and it's 10 degrees cooler as you get to the ocean, and that wind is really can be something. I remember on the 4th of July, we were in Myrtle Beach, and they were throwing off fireworks. They would go up, and any way the wind was blowing, usually right into people. It was something.
Those are fun.
Here's that audio.
What we know right now is that the incident occurred, started here, and about 20 minutes, 30 minutes
Can you hear that?
I can hear it, but I don't know about everybody else.
I don't think they can. Let's try this.
area by citizens. It's being investigated as a crime.
It's being investigated as a crime is what.
Well,
is what
and rightfully so. I mean, if somebody intentionally set this fire and now there are casualties, well, there's a lot of, billions in property damage. But if you're taking a life as a result of this, you should be charged.
There's a story out here of a woman and a man, a couple in Canada. They got married in 1968. They just saw their wedding photos for the very first time. And we kind of went through this over the holiday,
Interesting.
Christmas holiday. In this case, Margaret and Barry Sherman did not have enough money to buy their photos back then. So they had a photographer, but then couldn't pay for the pictures.
So they had like the negatives. They were given negatives or
So
whatever.
apparently one of the bridesmaids works at the museum now. Somebody randomly donated the photos after buying them at a yard sale. Here they are telling their story.
I got a text from my girlfriend, Sandra Fornett, who is the president of the museum in Enderby. And she said in the text, Margie, have you got your original wedding pictures? And I said, no, Sandy. I said, we were never, ever able to pick them up because we didn't have any money. She says, well, I'm looking at them. The museum in Enderby got an envelope that said Towers Sharman wedding, July 20th, 1968.
She was one of the bridesmaids.
So that picture was so emotional to see.
We're going to have them framed properly and put them where we can see them because we haven't seen them for over 56 years.
Yeah,
That's
unfortunately,
incredible.
they don't have the money to frame them, and that'll be done in the next 56 years.
I found a frame for you.
So the story I told.
That's kind of odd that somebody bought somebody else's wedding photos.
Listen, we went to a yard sale a while back, and somebody's headstone was there.
Oh, wow!
It was a headstone.
Well, you could easily.
No, it was engraved, and it just so happened it had the name of a deceased person that we knew.
Oh, my goodness.
It was the father of someone that my wife was very close to. So we took a picture of it in case they wanted to go and buy the thing. I don't know why. I guess you could make an island out of it. It's a really big chunk of granite. Anyway, but what had happened is it was the wrong spelling. So the monument company just like, oh, we got to do it over. So they can't read. Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, right. You can't change it.
So somehow it got picked up by somebody and they were selling it at a garage sale. So this stuff can happen.
Some people will sell anything.
I will tell you that what happened to us and ours, I went through our wedding videos for the first time in 25 years.
Yes, you did.
And edited them all down, put a little montage together for my wife for Christmas. And during it, we found someone that was close to the camera person who made an inappropriate comment.
And you did your audio
I was
forensics.
able to isolate it, and we still have not figured out who.
But you figured out what?
Who made the comment, but I know exactly what they said. Still debating over whether or not we play it on the air for somebody to say, I know exactly who that is.
Blow him in.
We'll see. Willy Waffle on the line right now. Willie,
good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, man, I like this mystery. We have
It's a good
to
one.
track down the offender, baby, okay?
It wasn't that terrible, but it was like...
It was terrible enough.
It was
You
bad.
found it out.
Because you have to understand, when I married my wife, I had two boys. So the comment was, and my wife was 26 when we got married.
Mm-hmm.
So the comment was something like, I cannot believe she's marrying this guy with two kids.
What?
And I want to find out who it was so I can reach in and grab the food back out of their mouth that they were eating that we provided.
Refund.
You piece of garbage.
Bill, baby. See, now, this is the difference between you and me, Bill. I would have left it in. I think it's hilarious because you know what? In the end, you won.
You're
you
right.
are
That is
laughing
true.
all the way to happiness on this one. Literally, that was a great moment for you to look at your wife and go, yeah, and it still worked out, baby.
Yeah, you're still with me.
Well, I might have left it in for her to see it and listen to it because we were trying to figure out who who,
That's so funny.
right?
Did she like that? I've never asked her. I'm sure she really liked that.
Oh, this is you don't do this for your wife at Christmas time because she's just going to be crying. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And then,
Wait, she's crying because it reminded her of the worst day of her life?
Probably, yeah, crying like I have wasted 25 years of my life with this guy. And this is the only video I get. Willie, we saw a couple things. Did you know the curious case of Natalia Grace is back with a surprise third season?
Oh, my, really?
And it's on Max. Did you watch the first one?
I never got around to the
Okay.
first one. Is this the one where she was her mother had like that Munchausen syndrome and she was like poisoning her to make her think she was sick or something?
Oh,
Well, no,
that
this
was-
was the
This is different. Okay.
This is
That's
the
the
little
Gypsy Rose story. This is a whole different story.
This is the little person. Remember? And the mother.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, they adopted what they thought was a little Russian girl.
Yes.
And it turns out
She was
she
Ukrainian.
might be like a fully born, just small person.
Well, they're like, we thought she was a child. Now we think she's 18 years old. We
Oh
think
my
she's
gosh.
7. So they re-aged her.
Yeah.
Somehow re-aged her, but it was completely wrong. She is the age
That's odd.
that they originally thought she was.
No.
So here is this 10-year-old that they had sent off to have her own apartment. She was living on her own. She was only like 10 years old. This is a horrible story.
Oh, it's a horrible story. Well, and the reason they did this is because, when she was living with them, it was horrible. Like, if I remember correctly, she was like a little hellion, like, had given them every reason to believe that maybe she wasn't 7.
They felt that she was evil, but I got to tell you, I'm not sure that she was any different than any other child would be. But when you look at, because then the husband and wife split up, and now the husband's out saying, yeah, it's not Natalia's fault, it's my ex-wife's fault.
Oh, yeah, of
she
course.
was the demon in this. So
Blame
this thing
game.
has twists back and forth, and now there's more evidence that has come out, and there's an extra 4-episode third season. So it's on Max if you want to check it out. And then,
oh my God, I feel so bad for that little kid.
It's brutal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really bad. And then I love the Bob Dylan movie. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, Complete Unknown is really good. I mean, and the thing that got me is that, I mean, the biggest focus, of course, is on Timothée Chalamet and kind of basically doing a Bob Dylan and sounding like Bob Dylan, not only when he's singing, but when he's when he's around people and talking to people. But I'm still going to say the person I liked so much in this movie was Ed Norton as Pete Seeger. And I thought it was really cool. He took a character that really is kind of secondary and showed you a story that's going on with this guy as well, and how he's kind of attaching to the Bob Dylan star and believes in Bob Dylan and thinks Bob Dylan is basically the Jesus of folk music. And then there's the betrayal. And I thought it was beautifully done.
Yeah, that betrayal, you're all sorts of emotions are going through your head. You're like, I can see, why Dylan is doing what he's doing, but I can also see like Pete Seeger's upset. And then you got all these angry. I thought all these folk singers were peace, love, and more peace. But no,
that's what you thought.
They were throwing bottles at him and everything. It was something. So.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. And I remember, everybody always for years and years was like, why did Dylan do it? Why did he change? And I remember he did like this really long documentary with Martin Scorsese at one point.
I saw that.
And during the interview, he says, hey, man, I looked at the top 10 and they're all my songs, but they're not sung by me. And I'm like, yep, that's why he went. That's why he went electric, baby. He knew.
And you even look at like a Rolling Stone. That was the first song that really came out with the electric guitar. I mean that is such a perfect song that if you're a folk music lover, you could tolerate that song.
Oh, without a doubt.
But it's a beautiful bridge.
They
Everything
didn't like it.
he did was a great bridge between folk music and rock music.
Absolutely right.
That's why. That's why I don't get the anger. It was an evolution, and I think the people who embraced it are the ones that are happy today.
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're right. And the rest are miserable.
Miserable. They always will be.
Okay, what in theaters? Anything big in theaters this week to check out?
Theaters. This is not exactly the big time, okay? I mean, I think the best stuff is on streaming. I will say, let's just get it out of the way. This Den of Thieves 2 Pantera with big bearded Gerard Butler chasing after O'Shea Jackson in the sequel that you never knew you wanted and you didn't need, okay? I mean, this is just further proof that one really cool chase scene does not make an entire 2-hour and 15-minute movie. That's all this movie is, one cool chase scene. Everything else is they're just stumbling through. I'm at half a waffle. Just get it out of our lives, get it out of our way, because the best stuff that's out there right now, I'm telling you right now, the movie you want to see, if you've got Netflix, you want to watch, if you haven't already, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
So what is this? I saw this. What is this?
Yep. It is a claymation animated movie from Britain. For people who aren't familiar, Wallace and Gromit are a very, very famous pair. They're kind of like Tom and Jerry of Britain. And, Wallace is kind of the absent-minded inventor. Gromit is his loyal dog. And in the first short that they ever did years ago, maybe 30 years ago, I think they captured the jewel thief Feathers McGraw, who was a penguin, and he's been put in jail, in this case, the local zoo. And all these years, he's been plotting his revenge. And now he has unleashed it, and only Gromit the dog can save Wallace from being framed for stealing a diamond.
That drama sound just scared the crap out of me.
I gotta keep Bill woken up.
That keeps me awake. So you love this, it seems like.
I love this. It is hilarious. I mean, this is a great animated movie. Gather the family together, have a good time. And the thing that gets me every time, I am a big fan of the dog Gromit because, he has no words. He doesn't speak. He's not Goofy out there talking all the time. But they do such a great job with all the animation. The way his face moves, the way he kind of breaks the fourth wall and kind of looks at the audience and tells us what he's thinking just by the way he raises his eyebrow. It's hilarious. They end up in all these wonderful, funny situations. There are so many homages to classic heist films that you can't even keep track of them all. This is a 4-waffle movie. You're going to just enjoy this so much.
A rarity here on a Friday.
Right. A 4-banger.
Nice.
Okay. How about the Springer movie? Is that worth seeing? That's on Netflix.
I think it's worth seeing. I mean, if you kind of don't remember Springer or kind of just want to kind of go down that road, maybe get a couple of stories from behind the scenes that you never got before. This is Springer Fights Camera Action on Netflix. It's 2 one-hour episodes, and they talk to a lot of the producers who were behind the scenes. They grab some old interviews with Jerry as well, and they talk about the crazy circus that became Jerry Springer. And I thought they could have done more with the impact on the lives of the people who were involved, and not necessarily all the guests, but one of the producers really opens up about what his family thought about it, what he thought about it, what it did to him, and I thought more of that would have been interesting. I'm at 3 waffles for Springer.
All right, and 30 seconds. The Pit. What do you think of that? This is about a Pittsburgh emergency room.
Yeah, Noah Wiley from ER is now redoing ER, although for legal reasons they can't say that, and they're doing it in Pittsburgh. It's a wild, crazy ER. He's in charge now, and it's got its humor, it's got its drama. I mean, it really feels like a traditional medical drama like Chicago Med or ER. Right. I liked it. I'm at 2.5 waffles. I want to see where it goes.
And then in the works, the Melania Trump documentary. Be looking for that. That's in the works right now, right?
Yes. Amazon has bought the Melania Trump documentary, and would you believe, all of a sudden Jeff Bezos wants to do business with the Trumps?
Yeah, what's going on here? What's going on? All right, great stuff, Willie. Enjoy the weekend. Stay away from the snow, and thanks, and we'll talk next week.
All right, talk to you next week.
Thanks so much. Willy Waffle. News coming up next, top of the hour.
You don't need to go to extremes this winter finding all those blankets. Call Tri-County Heating for all your furnace repairs. Need a new furnace? Quotes are free. Tri-County Heating, your Rude Pro Partner dealer, will make you warm and comfy this winter. Check out their website at tri-countyheating.com or call them at 315-829-4100. Stay comfortable in your home and call Tri-County Heating today.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
More grieving and more devastation around Los Angeles. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This morning, the smell of smoke permeates the hills and the mountains and the surf and the ocean side, as you can hear it. Another day of fighting very active fires here in Los Angeles.
About 10,000 homes and buildings have burned as 5 wildfires still rage.
Confirmed 10 deaths now at this point.
Fox Weather's Robert Ray is among the ruins in Malibu.
All you see is crumbled and sideways tilted steel beams. This is going to have to go, as many of the homes and businesses up and down the PCH, where I am right now, are destroyed.
There are more firefighters trying to douse the flames, but a water tanker aircraft, key to the battle, is grounded, damaged in a collision with a drone. Fox's Bill Malugin reports from fire-ravaged Pacific Palisades.
I cannot stress to you how crucial these aircraft are. LA County leases them from Canada every year. There's only 2 of them. They're the aircraft you see dipping into the Pacific Ocean and making these drops. They can drop 6 tons of water at each time. They are a massive help.
A winter storm across the South has canceled more than 2,000 flights today. Many to and from Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and Nashville. Fox Weather's Michael Estimes in Memphis.
A couple of our forecast models saying that we could pick up closer to about 8 inches of snow. That would be a ton for Memphis.
Parts of Texas got nearly a foot of snow. In a few hours, President-elect Trump will appear virtually at his sentencing for falsifying business record convictions. Fox's Eric Shawn reports from outside the court.
He won't be going to jail, but there could be a fine and a tongue lashing by Judge Juan Merchan. That after the Supreme Court gave this sentencing the go-ahead last night. In its decision, the High Court rejected Trump's bid to delay his sentencing.
They called for an appeal, so I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually.
He calls the case a disgrace and witch hunt. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288.
Former President Jimmy Carter is now buried next to his wife Rosalind in Plains, Georgia, after a final public farewell.
God did a good thing when he made your dad.
That's Stephen Ford addressing the Carter family before reading a eulogy at the funeral. His father wrote for Carter. Before that, former president died in 2006.
President Biden says his friendship with Jimmy Carter was born from an early endorsement from the then Delaware senator for the Georgia governor who was seeking the presidency.
It was an endorsement based on what I believe is Jimmy Carter's enduring attribute: character. Character. Character.
Every living former president joined President Biden at the funeral at the Washington National Cathedral. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, after a day off of trading in honor of former President Carter's funeral, stock futures are down modestly before the jobs report next hour, expected to show about 155,000 hires last month, with unemployment rate staying at 4.2%. In the college football playoffs, the Irish keep fighting.
Notre Dame will play for a national championship.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
That was courtesy of ESPN as Mitch Jeter nailed a go-ahead 41-yard field goal with 7 seconds remaining in the college football playoff semifinals, and Notre Dame walked out of the Orange Bowl with a 27-24 victory over Penn State. In a fourth quarter that was filled with offensive fireworks, it was Penn State that made the big mistake. Nittany Lions quarterback Drew Aller was intercepted with 33 seconds remaining in Penn State territory, and the Fighting Irish were able to get into field goal range. Notre Dame faces the winner of Friday night's matchup between Texas and Ohio State. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
The NFL playoffs start tomorrow. The Monday night game has been moved out of Los Angeles because of the wildfire disaster. Now the Rams will play the Minnesota Vikings in Arizona. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:05. I'm Andrew Dermenio. This update brought to you by the Stanley Center of the Arts. 13 degrees under mostly clear skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. New York State is moving to fire 4 more employees at Marcy Correctional Facility. Those workers are accused of being involved in the beating of inmate Robert Brooks last month. Brooks was taken to a hospital but passed away hours after being assaulted. The tragic incident was captured on video, and these latest employees have been suspended without pay. Governor Hochul previously ordered that 14 other workers lose their jobs, and one of them has already resigned. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has issued a warning to residents about an ongoing kidnapping scheme. The agency says scammers are reaching out to people and claiming their child has been kidnapped. The scammer then tells the person not to call police before demanding money so the child can be returned safely. Anyone who gets a call like this should hang up and report it to the sheriff's office immediately. The Syracuse charter school that was the site of a carbon monoxide leak earlier this week has been declared an unfit structure. The leak Tuesday was caused by a food warmer, and multiple people suffered exposure to the odorless gas. The Syracuse Academy of Science High School on Park Avenue was also issued violations related to carbon monoxide detectors and removing or tampering with equipment. The building failed reinspection yesterday. A larceny report from South James Street in Rome resulted in an arrest. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office reported that on the morning of January 9th, Verizon employees reported a section of wire had been cut from a telephone pole. 37-year-old Brett Parks of Blossville was found nearby with the stolen wire actively burning. Parks was arrested and charged with felony criminal possession of stolen property. He was released with a ticket instructing him to appear in Rome City Court at a later date. And the Phoenix Zoo is taking issue with a recent ranking, claiming it does a poor job caring for its elephant. The zoo released a statement this week saying the ranking by In Defense of Animals has no merit. The group ranked the Phoenix Zoo as being the 10th worst for elephants in North America, claiming the animal's enclosure is too small and does not provide enough shade. It also criticizes the zoo for the elephant named Indu being secluded and alone. The zoo said their focus remains on optimal well-being for all animals in their care. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 7:08. Here's your weather forecast from the Weather Channel.
No advisories in the area for snow. The cold weather will continue to stick with us here as we head through this morning and into our Friday afternoon. There could be some flurries in spots, especially into the Adirondacks, mid-20s. Now, snow showers will come back tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. Could be some light accumulations in some spots, especially where the more favored band setup off of Lake Ontario. Tomorrow's highs in the upper 20s. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it's 14 under clear skies at 7:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish punched their ticket to the college football playoff national championship. Notre Dame defeated Penn State 27-24 in the CFP semifinal at the Orange Bowl. The Irish will be looking to claim their 12th national title in school history and their first since 1988 when they face the winner of the Cotton Bowl matchup between Ohio State and Texas on January 20th. The NFL's wild card round begins with an AFC doubleheader on Saturday. The Houston Texans will play host to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Baltimore Ravens will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in an AFC North clash. Then there are 3 more matchups on Sunday. Josh Allen and the Bills host Bo Nix and the Broncos. The Packers visit the Eagles. The Buccaneers entertain the Washington Commanders. The first round concludes with the Minnesota Vikings going to Glendale, Arizona to play the Los Angeles Rams. That game was moved due to the wildlife fires in Southern California. The Baltimore Ravens will be without one of their best offensive players for Saturday's wild card game against the Steelers. Zay Flowers will miss the game due to a right knee injury he suffered in Week 18 against the Browns. Flowers led the Ravens in catches with 74 for 1,059 yards during the regular season. The Oakland Raiders, I should say the Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me. I'm living in the past there. They're moving on from their GM as well. Just 2 days after firing head coach Antonio Pierce, Vegas fired GM Tom Telesco following only 1 season with the team. The Raiders endured a 10-game losing streak during the season and finished the year last in the AFC West at 4-13. The new GM coach combo will inherit the 6th overall pick in the 2025 draft and will presumably work with new team minority owners Tom Brady and Richard Seymour. You say, Smitty, that they're going after Belichick. That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. And even though he's at NC North Carolina,
we shall see what happens. The Jets are working on finding their next general manager. On Thursday, Gang Green completed an interview with Rams senior personnel executive Ray Farmer. The 50-year-old has spent 5 seasons in Los Angeles, including his first year as a scouting consultant. Syracuse Orange plays tomorrow. That game will be in Boston, and that's going to be in the afternoon. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 7:11. We got more First News with Keeler in the morning for you next on WIBX.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
This is actress Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best Eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a window salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts. But you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom, where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter, and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
Does this sound like you? You own a house in central New York, and there's one home improvement project you keep putting off because it's stressing you out. Maybe it's a leaky window, a shaky deck, or replacing that old fridge. Well, that's why you should listen to The Money Pit. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti, and our show is all about helping guide your home improvement projects. Our combined expertise will point you in the right direction no matter the dilemma and get you right back to enjoying your home.
Listen to The Money Pit every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. only on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good guy. Hey, I do want to tell you the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Daylight Donuts. And the donuts and the bagels and all of that made fresh every single day. Drive-through, lightning fast. It is the best coffee. And I love the quad espresso. That's 2 double shots of espresso. You want to, listen, you need to build a house today?
Yeah.
Have a quad. Just like that, the house is built. You need to shovel the driveway? Have a quad. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. That drive-through is lightning fast. Okay, Andrew, we have a bunch of comments here that really go back a ways, too.
Yeah, we've been really slacking on the comments, even from earlier this week, so we're going to go ahead and read some of those. Back on Monday, we had Fred Madden talking about the NA beer.
I think that I've had it at home now.
Yeah. It's
and
good.
It is really good.
I had a couple last night, as a matter of fact.
It's really good.
We were talking about Dry January, which was the motivation for Fred coming and bringing that in. And Kevin and Utica said, in the trades, we always push sober October. Unfortunately, it usually becomes bender until December.
Yeah. Well, I like I think this has become like semi-dry January.
John in Deerfield, we were talking about, of course, the fact that my Green Bay Packers lost an embarrassing game to the Bears. And John in Deerfield said, Packers fans talking about Aaron Rodgers sounds a lot like Yankees fans talking about Juan Soto. I think it's a different story. I don't think
I do too.
The two.
Yeah.
Mike talking about Saranac Brewery and Fred Matt's appearance. Mike in New Hartford misses the trolley ride.
Yeah, I found this. Actually, somebody sent me this old Utica commercial from back in the 60s.
Yeah,
and it's
Utica,
Utica
and you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in there is the trolley ride. Some of the shots in there are just like, oh, that's so cheesy.
Yeah.
But the trolley ride goes by, and it's pretty cool.
Certainly dramatic.
But I got to say, the tour you can take now at the brewery is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You have people coming into town. Get it scheduled. You can order the tickets online, and it is really, really good.
Matt and Holland Patton asking, do you remember the rolling skate rink in Sangertown Mall? Remember we were talking about the heyday of the malls?
That we talked about, and I don't remember that. I had a story the other day about all of these stores that have disappeared from malls.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you're watching, the Pyramid has been able to delay their loan so they can invest more into Sangertown. So they're claiming that they're going to invest more and make it better.
Let's hope. What
they need is to fill. They got to fill at least those anchor stores.
Yeah, exactly. Mark Baracco, who used to work in local media and in government, says, I had Kevin O'Leary confused with Paul Buckley, for who Mr. Wonderful is. Saying that our local Mr. Wonderful is Paul Buckley.
Yes. Sweetheart.
Kevin O'Leary, of course, in the news recently with his...
claiming he's ready, almost got a deal complete. He's almost complete with a deal.
To make the 51st state.
To buy TikTok.
The skating ring was...
Yeah.
Sorry, the skating ring was called Roller Palace.
Roller Palace.
In Sangertown Mall?
And it was in Sangertown.
Yep.
Remember back when they had a bowling alley in Sangertown? That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I only remember the arcade and the cinemas.
No, they had a bowling alley. It was called Pins. They had a bar in there and everything. It was really pretty cool.
I think they have one there now too.
Oh, it's still there?
It's still there.
I didn't know that.
With axe throwing as well. That's right. They do have that.
They do.
J-Lo and Utica. This is when Tony Pacenti was on Tuesday, and I don't know that I was able to get this question in. We heard Boscov's is closing. I have not heard that rumor.
They're not going to be able to close until they find all the people lost inside the store.
They're still looking. They're surviving on the candy section chocolates.
I don't know how Boscov's could close. There's always... That's the one store that always has people in the parking lot.
We made a little interesting discovery there over the holidays that there's like a bargain outlet section. So
there
it's
is,
like tucked in the corner. They have stuff that's like
it's a
really
room.
cheap.
It's a room, and they also have the As Seen on TV stuff there.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and of course the whole chocolate section is really a throwback to the old time department stores.
Remember when they first opened up, they brought in entertainment in the little auditorium they had there?
Yeah, they had. Yeah, and that's where I think is where the
bargain outlet,
the bargain place is. Yeah.
Easy and Ilion, we had some events earlier in the week with regard to the Marcy Correctional Facility and Whitesboro High School. Also the Walmart in Herkimer. Easy and Ilion reporting all reports they were swatting incidents.
Yeah, they were coming from all over. And in some cases, some of the calls have promised trouble.
So John
predicted trouble down the road.
John in Bridgewater, he's in the past tried to blow the whistle on his company. He's done it on this program. He's been commenting in, "Hey Bill, I texted you Tuesday about our employer in Tennessee billing Utica employees and Tennessee employees for health insurance. They stopped paying in September or before, but kept billing the employees for Blue Cross Blue Shield. We only found out because my coworker's wife went for a mammogram back in the beginning of December and told you do not have insurance coverage. So this is something that you might be interested in." And then he gives the number.
Yeah, we should look into that. I thought if you watched any of the Jimmy Carter funeral yesterday, I was just walking across and the TV was on, and the grandson came up. And did you see that, Davey? He was pretty good. He had some funny lines and stuff. My favorite was
I actually got teary-eyed.
It was emotional,
especially when Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood sang "Amazed" by Julian. Imagine by Lennon.
John Lennon. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. And but the grandson was telling the story about how the house. He said when you go to their home, they may have lived in the White House and they lived in the they were obviously governor as well of Georgia, but for the most part, the other 70 years of his life or 80 years of his life, they lived at their home in Georgia, which he said you clearly could tell was built by my grandfather, and but told stories about how he would go to dinner somewhere. And there was this one situation where, because he had a wood shop,
Yeah.
And the chair was creaky. So when they left dinner that night, he took the chair. The next day came back and the chair was repaired. The other that I thought was really funny, he said, it's almost like that home was like any other, it's not the former president's home. It's my grandparents' home, like any grandparents' home.
Yeah.
Stuff all over the place, and an actual wired telephone on the wall, like it had been for 50 years before. And he said this one time, he said, my grandfather actually did get a cell phone. And so he was, he was modern as well.
Can you imagine if we had gotten Jimmy Carter's home phone number?
That would have been, because he would have talked.
He would have talked.
I mean, I did it once with George H.W. Bush. I had him.
Yeah, you did.
A long time ago. Nonetheless, he said, all of a sudden, this one time I get a call, and it's my grandfather calling, and he's calling on his cell phone. And he said, hey, what's going on? And I said, what's happening? And he said, well, what did you want? And he said, I didn't want anything. You called me. He said, I didn't call you. I'm taking a picture, which I thought was funny. And then he followed up by saying, nuclear submarine engineer. And listen, we have a lot of living presidents who at some point are going to be passing away. They all get this honor of a national funeral. And the flags flying half-staff, no matter what people who don't like Trump say, it is in honor of the former president, has nothing to do with, that's why Trump's got to stay away from this topic. It's not good, because someday when he dies, although he may never.
Is he still harping on this topic now?
I think so.
Yeah.
When he dies, he'll get the honor of maybe doubly, because he was president twice.
Yeah. Well, the
two different times.
The interesting dynamic was the constant video and photographs of all the former presidents that are still living and their significant others, less Michelle Obama. And Obama,
what was her reason for not being there?
There was a previously scheduled conflict.
So interestingly, too, the big video that
Trump and Obama's yucking it up and laughing with each other.
That was the big video that was going around yesterday. So Trump,
Kamala Harris putting Dougie next to her so that she could stay away.
It was very interesting, and you know who's looking like. I don't want to predict who's going to be next, but who's looking pretty old?
Yeah, Bill.
Is Bill Clinton. Yeah. What else? Any other comments?
What else do we have here? So then we're getting into yesterday's interview with Heather Wazalewski. She is a young lady that is running for Common Council at large.
I thought she did it, and we're going to talk to Samantha Colasmesta coming up in a second. I thought she did a really good job. Was she tied to Celeste Friend and Katie Aiello? I believe so. What that means, I don't know. However, I do think that Samantha will have a lot to say.
She will indeed.
But I also think
her quote
that
was, I need to come on the radio.
I also have to tell her that I think she will be a formidable candidate. There are 3 open seats for council at large.
But Doug commenting in about Heather Wazalewski, a few comments, but the latest one is, what is her opinion on Katie Aiello's Alley project? We kind of got into that a little bit.
Yeah.
She did say that we can work on maybe doing something different. You kind of.
I think there needs to be something different done there.
Rick in Utica saying she is not saying anything concrete.
Does anybody though?
Yeah, well, it's especially an introductory interview.
Yeah.
Duke in Utica, her bullet points say she wants to work on the homeless. Has she been to the Housing and Homeless Coalition with Steve Darman? I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Lanson Lee, is she aligned with Celeste Friend? I believe she was on her campaign or was the organizer for it. And Bobo in Frankfurt, can you get someone from Herkimer County to explain the hiring of former Judge Gaul as an attorney for Herkimer County?
Well, we talked about that this morning, and Judge Gaul, the big story now is she has been banned. She will never be able to be a judge again. And I just think that, they're going to do what they're going to do in Herkimer County. I think it's a bad look.
Yeah.
Not a good look at all. But That's why they make places like Fort Plain and Johnstown, far away where nobody pays attention.
That's why they make them.
That's right. They're only there so that somebody from here who might be disgraced can complete their employment so they can get their pension. That's what it's all about. And did you see the guy who has now been banned from a United Airlines flight? I mean, these airlines are out of control.
He was banned for life?
For life. He can never fly on a United flight again. I just think these airlines are out of control. What? The guy, so he urinated on a passenger. I mean,
that's all.
Aren't we overreacting a little bit here?
Just a little, yeah.
Yeah, this guy thought he was dreaming.
All right, so I mean that's a
thought he was going to the bathroom and urinated on.
So that's a medical thing. That's a
he
was sleepwalking.
I do think that maybe there might have been some alcohol involved. Which it is what it is, right? Now, any parent out there, you may have had a kid who has, and I don't want to say, but maybe we did, where not a bedwetter, a sleepwalker
I can't tolerate
who at one time thought maybe the nightstand next to someone's bed was a toilet. Hey, this stuff can happen.
The sleepwalkers creep me out.
Yeah. They get creeped out when they sleepwalk in, look at you, and like, oh, my God.
They wake up. As long as they wake up.
Andrew with news coming up in a second. We'll do Hopeika's free money question of the day. Davey, today we're looking at
how much?
How much money we're looking at?
$250.
$250 on the line, and we'll do that coming up after news, which is coming up at WIBX.
New year, new job? Warner Sales and Service is looking for a mechanic. Someone with mechanical abilities interested in working on small engines, new equipment setup, and some basic diesel and hydraulic repairs. You'd be working on the complete line of Bobcat construction equipment and Hustler turf equipment. Applicants must have 1 to 2 years experience or training in engine mechanics, have strong diagnostic abilities, and be able to follow troubleshooting procedure and service manual instructions. Apply today at their office just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, or online at warnerss.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:32. I'm Andrew Dermenio. Right now it's 13 degrees under mostly clear skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. New York State is moving to fire 4 more employees at Marcy Correctional Facility. Those workers are accused of being involved in the beating of inmate Robert Brooks last month. Brooks was taken to a hospital but passed away hours after being assaulted. The tragic incident was captured on video, and these latest employees have been suspended without pay. Governor Hochul previously ordered the 14 other workers lose their job, and one of them has already resigned. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has issued a warning to residents about an ongoing kidnapping scam. The agency says scammers are reaching out to people and claiming their child has been kidnapped. The scammer then tells the person not to call police before demanding money so the child can be returned safely. Anyone who gets a call like this should hang up and report it to the sheriff's office immediately. A larceny report from South James Street in Rome resulted in an arrest. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office reported that on the morning of January 9th, Verizon employees reported a section of wire had been cut from a telephone pole. 37-year-old Brett Parks of Blasville was found nearby with the stolen wire actively burning. Parks was arrested and charged with felony criminal possession of stolen property. He was released with a ticket instructing him to appear in Rome City Court at a future date. A man from the town of Lee has been arrested after authorities discovered illicit material in his possession. According to the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, the investigation commenced when the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, received a report from Microsoft. The report indicated an unidentified individual had uploaded child exploitation material to Bing. NCMEC then contacted the New York State Police Internet Crimes Against Children, who subsequently handed the case over to the Oneida County Child Advocacy Center. The investigation did find sufficient evidence leading to the issuance of a search warrant, which was executed on Country Club Drive in Lee on January 8th, resulting in the arrest of 69-year-old Wayne Post on 3 felony charges for possessing a sexual performance by a child. And USA Today has named a Jersey Shore hotel the #1 hotel in America. The newspaper ranks Madison Resort Wildwood Crest tops its annual Reader's Choice Awards. The Wildwood Crest Hotel opened last May. Readers point to the hotel's luxury and relaxation as reasons for its rating. The hotel sits on the site where the former Ocean View Motel and Royal Hawaiian were once located. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 7:35. Here's your forecast from Ray Stajic of the Weather Channel.
No advisories in the area for snow. The cold weather will continue to stick with us here as we head through this morning and into our Friday afternoon. There could be some flurries in spots, especially into the Adirondacks, mid-20s. Now, snow showers will come back tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. Could be some light accumulations in some spots, especially where the more favored band setup off of Lake Ontario. Tomorrow's highs in the upper 20s. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
A chilly 13 degrees under clear skies. It's 7:36.
All right, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day. It's a chance for you to win $250, Davey, from Joseph and Andrew Hobica. Any of your legal needs, 315-724-1600. For the Hobica Law Firm. All right, Davey, you're looking for caller number what?
Caller 5, Bill.
Fifth caller. Caller number 5 right now. Your chance to win $250. Caller 5 right now from, that's $250 from Hobica. Caller 5 right now with 315-736-0186 right now.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music, and whether it's your home or business, you have a lot invested. In the past, a camera surveillance system was an expensive luxury. Big Apple has now made it affordable. Big Apple is the area's leader when it comes to camera surveillance systems, having installed hundreds locally in homes and businesses. Big Apple is New York State licensed for security and camera surveillance, with most of our products sourced from American companies. Featuring Starlight Night Vision, our cameras dollar for dollar have the best night vision available. A camera surveillance system can offer full property coverage. It prevents and reduces crime, monitors high-risk areas like parking lots and showrooms, and Big Apple has a fully set-up showroom to give you real-time, realistic demonstrations of just how great a camera system can be for you. Stop in and see for yourself at Big Apple Music in New Hartford.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville is holding their New Year, New Mazda sales event. It's back. And they've increased their inventory with over 150 new Mazdas available. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy a 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazdas, the CX-30, CX-5, CX-50, CX-70, and the vehicle I love, the CX-90. See the dealership for details. They'll walk you through it. You test drive, and you're going to love these vehicles. As Rick says, come in, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, and from an amazing keyboard player, Ricky Z at Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, listen, we do this each and every morning, right around this time. Give somebody a chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. We're talking today, $250 here on this Friday. Heading into the weekend, let's see if we can get a big 2025 winner. On the line right now is Eric in Deerfield. Hello, Eric. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill, Andrew, and Davey.
How you doing?
Good morning, Eric.
You ready for this?
Sure, I'm always ready.
All right. Okay, you know you'll have 7 seconds. If you don't know the answer, get a guess in. This one, I feel confident that maybe we're going to give away some money. Here we go. Here is your question. Where would you be if you were spending the night at the U.S. Capitol back in 1789? Ready? Go.
You don't need to go to extremes this winter finding all those blankets.
Massachusetts.
Is it Massachusetts?
What is wrong with me? I hit a break instead of the...
Lord almighty.
Hold on.
Hold on there.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, just for everybody, that the question was, where would you be if you're spending the night at the U.S. Capitol back in 1789? So basically the question is, what was the U.S. Capitol in 1789?
It was Virginia.
And Eric said Deerfield, New York. And nope, that's not it. His answer was Massachusetts. That is incorrect. Andrew's answer is...
Pennsylvania.
PA. Wrong. And then I think you said Delaware earlier. Virginia.
Is it Virginia?
13 calendars.
It is New York. New York City.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was amazing back then. All the migrants held up in hotels, and it was, the bums on the street.
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Like the movie.
at Macy's.
The 5 gangs of New York, yeah.
The 5 gangs of New York.
All the squeegee men and women.
We are going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card from Babes or Taylor and the Cook or Aquavino, Cookies, Q and Creamery, or anything at the Auto Nexus. Really cool. 72 Tavern and Grill included. We'll also give you from It's a Utica Thing, Kitchen and Bar, which you'll love their food. It's a $25 gift card there. So you get $50 in gift cards. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up, Eric.
All right, thanks.
All right, man. Thank you. Happy New
Eric.
Year.
Be good.
Bye-bye.
I will be saying Happy New Year right up until the end of January.
That's your cutoff.
That is my cutoff.
There you go.
Do not follow Larry David's theory.
Of 3 days. Yeah, 3 days is too soon.
Pretty long there.
Pretty long.
He is only 3 days. That's way too little. On the line right now, her ears were a-ringing yesterday when Heather Wazalewski was announcing her candidacy for Utica Common Council at large. And Samantha Colasmesta would like to respond. She is currently a council person at large. Sam, good morning.
Oh, I thought I was calling for the free money question of the day.
Would you have known the answer to that?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I can't think that early in the morning. After 8:30 is when I really put my gears in place.
Yeah, that's when the kids come. That's when the kids start rolling in.
It would be rough if we said that, wouldn't it be? It'd be like, well, listen, we're terrible right up until 10 a.m. Yeah.
Some people may think that.
I think Lance and Lee probably thinks that.
He probably does.
Good old Lance.
Lance and Lee's probably like, but they don't get any better after 10 either.
No.
I mean, it's just,
I hate them.
This is always bad. All right. Listen, I don't know that she said anything that was out of line yesterday. I think that she said we asked questions about, how do you feel things should move forward, and she said people should work together more. I do think it's a go-to for politicians today to say we need more communication.
Yeah, there's a lot of general statements.
I don't necessarily agree with that. In fact, I think sometimes there's too much communication. I also learned that she is a cousin to. This will be our free money question for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Name her popular. You have 7 seconds, Samantha. Name her locally famous cousin. Ready?
Michael.
Ready, go.
Michael Galimi.
Boom! And now, congratulations, Samantha. You've won. You've won Council at Large for 2025.
You know what's the craziest part about that is that I guess, Christmas Eve probably wasn't too, fun for either one of them because she was Les Friend's campaign manager. So I really wanted to touch, I just wanted to touch, base on that for, all open and transparent procedures moving forward. That was part of the reason that she got heavily involved into being into government. I think that, from through discussions with people and her and others, that if Celeste did win, she would have been Celeste's chief of staff. So I think that, there was a reason for that, and, she started talking about, the neighborhood association meetings. The neighborhood association receives HUD funding. And one of the things in regards to HUD funding is that you shouldn't be involved in political campaigns and events. You got to kind of stay neutral. And running those meetings, I think that one of the last times that we all went to a neighborhood association meeting, people they were affiliated with actually, videotaped Mark Williamson and called him a racist because he was asking for information in regards to non-for-profits and what they were spending their money on. So there was a number of things that went on that, I'm sure people do feel uncomfortable going to these things because they utilize those positions for that.
Yeah.
And, it became a problem after a while. So, I mean, that's part of the reason I think that the neighborhood associations should be separate from political things so that people don't feel, they're there for informational purposes, not to utilize it for a personal agenda. And I think that was a big issue that's been going on with the neighborhood association over the last few years.
I do have to say that almost any candidate I have ever interviewed will always come off as independent. Whether they remain independent is always it's a crapshoot.
I always want to go for the independent voter.
It's a crapshoot.
I wouldn't like my friends aren't on the council. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have my friends run. I don't post, pictures and videos of them saying I stand with her, because she doesn't live in Utica. Like that's how you got to separate yourself. And I think that close connection is going to be a really tough issue moving forward, because I don't see those two disconnecting in their personal opinions and feelings as they have been over the last 2 years in regards to politics.
I was surprised by your answer when it came to the alleyway.
The alleyway is, very controversial, but she's also posted several videos of herself at the alleyway in support of it,
Yeah, I understand.
So one of the things...
However, can I add one more thing? Sure. The only candidate I have ever interviewed whose true colors come out at the beginning, in the middle, at the end... She is who she is you, Samantha Colasmesta.
I can't change who I am. That's the best part of me, and people like me and they don't like me, and that's I'm not going to change who I am for that.
Well, I think people know what they're getting.
Yeah.
Well, I think what was interesting too, and one of the things that she stated is that she wished there was more discussions and transparency with the school district, and she wanted to set up a committee. Prior to me getting back onto the council in that year, they had eliminated committee systems. One of the committees that we used to have was a government and education committee that we used to be able to invite school board members to and just have general discussion. The way that they've changed their rules of order is really so convoluted and contradicting of itself that, like, you can't even call a committee meeting unless you have legislation presented, and then you go back and you look at another part and it says you can't have a committee meeting unless legislation has the pre-committee meeting. I mean, it's totally convoluted, and it's done like that on purpose so that, you can say, well, this person hasn't called a meeting. Well, you still need a majority. And I thought it was interesting of one thing that she said, though, is that the council hasn't gotten much done. So we don't hold a majority on the council. It's a 5-4 vote. I mean, and of course you can cross party lines and you could work with one another because that's what normal people did on the council before,
Well,
so if you think about it,
to be fair, this council is actually quieter than the Common Council of yesteryear. It used to be like a WWF match. I mean,
it
used to be
crazy. We got rules and orders in place. Can
you hold on for 1 second?
Yes.
Just hold on. Don't do anything. Just stay where you're at. Hold on.
Oh, God.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Stand by, I'm coming.
I hate this part of the system, by the way. I hate it, literally.
Sing along if you want. And then along came commercials. If you're listening on the app, when Andrew hit the wrong button, which normally it's me hitting the wrong button, it triggers commercials on the app. It's all automated. We can't control it.
Really makes our station seem top-notch.
We've been playing 7 minutes of commercials on the app, and I'm hoping
that fixed it.
The bumper that I just played is supposed to trigger it back. Just a little inside baseball there. Sorry.
I thought you were bringing out a former council person that I didn't get along with.
And now the ghost of Ed Hanna. All right. So here's...
I just said, it's not a shy face to politics. So to come out like, I'm just getting newly involved and I've been here for that and I've been here for this, like, no, you've been involved. And the reason that you were involved is because you worked on somebody's campaign for the last 2 years. So
okay.
I just wanted to bring that out there and let just
by the way,
from my standpoint.
Commercials are still running on the app.
All right. Well, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. I believe they say
engineering like we've been talking to them for 2 months on this.
If you drop the F-bomb 3 times in a row, it automatically, it's kind of like Beetlejuice.
Why would you do that?
Okay. The only thing I don't want to be the person that's sitting here defending Ms. Wasilewski.
No, you don't. I think
let me say,
if she wants to run, I think anybody that wants to get involved in government is good.
I agree with that, and let me say this too: that I didn't take her comment that the Republicans aren't getting anything done. I thought she was critical of her own party when she said. When she said the council, because the Democrats have the majority. I mean, if So I felt like she was saying we need to get back to normalcy and not all the bickering. And maybe I didn't take offense to that. Personally.
Yeah, no, I didn't take offense to it either. I just wanted to, shine light on that was the actual issue, and which I think that you read between the lines and kind of understand.
I read
that was
that
the point of what she was trying to make or not.
I read that she was passing blame around that included her own party. That's how I read it.
Yeah,
now,
I agree.
Can I ask you? Will you make it official here? Are you running for re-election?
I haven't decided yet. I don't want to go through all the process without going through a formal, screening and stuff like that through the actual party. But I do have the intention to run again. Yes.
Okay. All right.
But with that said, I did tell Andrew as soon as the audit gets completed. We haven't received a copy. I guess they submitted an online component, but once the audit's complete, I'll come on and, discuss, the financial, process of what's been happening over the city. That would have been Paul Mary's last term in office, this last audit, to kind of get us to where the setup for this current budget season has gotten us to. Do you feel that the roads have not been plowed as well since Paul Mary's not driving one of the plows? It didn't go through the windshield. Well, you know what? Actually, I thought was kind of funny how she said that, Galimi hasn't been open and transparent as much as he should be. And I was thinking to myself, like, Paul Mary did one radio interview in like 15 years in office. Like, at least Mike's on a little more and trying to explain, from his perspective on multiple, components of the media of trying to get that information out there. And
I don't know if I said this off the air or on the air to her, but my response to that was, sometimes I think he's communicating too much.
Yeah.
And and you can't make everybody happy. And I think Mike has done a tremendous job of, if we ask for clarification on anything, he's on the air with us. We never have to.
It takes him about 35 minutes to explain one thing. So the only thing that I find is a little critical on it.
I'm not going to say that, but
he's got to shorten up his explanation a little bit.
The interesting thing too about yesterday with our conversation with Heather was her reluctance to criticize him. I mean, with anything concrete, right? She said that he's fiscally responsible, so there is some indication there that she feels like he's overseeing the finances of the city.
That she disagrees with how both Celeste and Katie Ayala were attacking the mayor when he said there needed to be a tax increase. So it would say that she disagreed with that. I just found it very interesting. Now, what happens if she gets elected and what happens afterwards? All remains to be seen in any election. But in terms of the interview yesterday, I thought she handled herself very well.
I think that Mike responds to her constantly, and I think that it's very tough when you're not. I think if you set up a meeting with him and asked him, can you meet with him? Can you have a discussion with him? He would have no problem. I know he's reached out to her multiple times. I've seen, Facebook posts and things like that he's responded to her personally. So maybe it's just the fact that she could still feel a little slighted after working for Celeste's campaign, but don't want to attack somebody that she hasn't, directly worked with inside the administration. So I could see that. And one last thing, I didn't think that the parks or the DPW did a bad job. I think that it's very difficult, with the equipment and with the stuff that they had. And, one of the things that I was critical of the last administration was of trying to make sure that we have the right people in the right spots, enough equipment. And when we spend things like, money on skate parks and things like that, knowing what our employees in the city need in order to function at the best quality that they can. Those were more important to me than doing other things. And I think that, again, I could be critical of the last administration for the last, 4 years of the administration or whatnot. But again, there was only my hands were tied in what I thought could be done. And obviously it was opposite.
The big takeaway from that interview with the mayor and Dave Short was when the mayor said, we're not just sending trucks out anymore. Plows out to just make it look like we're doing something.
Do you remember people used to? I think somebody said it on your radio show or something like that. They would see somebody driving down the street with just the blade, the blades up, and they wouldn't be doing anything. And obviously, there was a tale that was told between the DPW administrator and the current mayor on what they were told to do previously to act like something was being done.
And that is exactly what I feel like. This is what he was saying is this is the way it used to be done, and we put a stop to that. The other thing that Mayor Hanna always used to say, and I was actually doing an interview with him when he said it, and you could hear sirens in the background. There aren't any fires in Utica. They're just driving by City Hall, turning on the sirens to mess with me.
The city looked like Los Angeles at that point in time with the number of fires that they
did.
had. You know?
The city was burning.
Yeah.
And he was claiming there are no fires. This is those
that
were
was
the good
a crazy
old days.
time. Imagine if me and Ned Hanna were on the council.
I'm going to tell you something. I know this sounds creepy, but I've dreamed about it at night.
All right. On that note.
Well, there you go. All right.
Other people have dreams of killing me. You have dreams of being on the so we're good.
All right, Samantha, have a wonderful day.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'll come on. We should get the audit within the week or so. So
okay.
I'll be back on as soon as I get it to go through it with you guys.
Right,
okay.
thank you so much.
All right, Sam.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
You do the same. Have a great weekend. And by the way, we'll learn too whether part of that audit is going to be the
ambulance
separate
service.
from the fire department, how the ambulance service makes its money. Lots to do. Coming up next hour. Stand by.
You don't need to go to extremes this winter finding all those blankets. Call Tri-County Heating for all your furnace repairs. Need a new furnace? Quotes are free. Tri-County Heating, your Rude Pro Partner dealer, will make you warm and comfy this winter. Check out their website at tri-countyheating.com or call them at 315-829-4100. Stay comfortable in your home and call Tri-County Heating today.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
This hasn't happened before. Sentencing day for a former president about to return to the White House. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
They can have fun with their political opponent. As you know, I'm under a gag order from a judge. This is the first. This was an attack.
President-elect Trump calls the case a disgrace, but he also said he respects the Supreme Court's ruling refusing to block sentencing next hour because the justices suggested he appeal the convictions, which Trump plans to.
The court said, quote, "The burden that sentencing will impose on the president-elect's responsibilities is relatively insubstantial in light of the trial court's stated intent to impose a sentence of unconditional discharge after a brief virtual hearing."
Fox's Eric Shawn. Outside the New York court, Trump was convicted of falsifying business records in 2016 payments to keep an alleged affair quiet. Now today, the Supreme Court will consider TikTok's appeal 9 days before the social media app could be banned in the U.S. under a law passed last year mandating TikTok cut ties with its Chinese parent company over concerns about surveillance of users and Chinese manipulation of TikTok content. The wildfire disaster keeps getting worse in the Los Angeles area.
5,000 structures destroyed here at this Palisades fire. So far, 2 people have died in this fire, 10 people in total in these L.A. County wildfires.
Fox's Bill Malugin, surrounded by charred ruins in Pacific Palisades.
Every single house on this street is destroyed on both sides of the street. And every single street we've passed by looks like this.
Another 5,000 plus homes and buildings have burned in other fires, and this is making the firefight tougher.
L.A. County Super Scooper aircraft that are so important. There's only 2 of them. One of them is now grounded because it was struck by a civilian drone out here at the Palisades fire.
A storm that dumped almost a foot of snow on Texas has canceled more than 2,000 flights today, many to and from Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and Nashville, as much of the South gets a dose of winter. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288.
The Supreme Court's decision not to block President-elect Trump's sentencing today in New York was not the only Trump defeat in court yesterday.
An appeals court's going to allow the Justice Department to release reports on probes conducted by the special counsel on President-elect Trump's efforts to subvert election results and the mishandling of classified documents. Special counsel Jack Smith has turned in that material to the Attorney General. Trump at his Mar-a-Lago home wasn't holding back when it comes to how he feels about the special counsel.
I will tell you, Jack, he is a disgrace.
The ruling means the election interference report could be released in days. The classified documents report will not be released while there's an ongoing prosecution against Mr. Trump's former co-defendants. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Well, later this hour, we will get a key update to the economy. Fox's Hillary Barsky reports.
Wall Street economists are predicting that a modest 155,000 jobs were added in the final month of 2024, down from 227,000 in November. In December, the unemployment rate is forecast to hold steady at 4.2%. The jobless rate has become one of the key numbers to watch to get a sense of the Fed's next move.
Last month, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates again. It's not clear when they'll do that again. Ahead of that, on Wall Street, after a day off of trading in honor of former President Jimmy Carter's funeral, stock futures are down modestly. In the college football playoffs, a last-minute win for Notre Dame.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
A game-winning field goal with just seconds left, set up by an interception. Notre Dame beat Penn State 27-24 on ESPN. The Fighting Irish advanced to the championship game. They'll play the winner of tonight's other semifinal, Texas versus Ohio State. An NFL playoff game Monday night has been moved out of Los Angeles because of the wildfire disaster. The Rams will play the Vikings in Arizona. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. Right now we're at 13 degrees under mostly clear skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. New York State is moving to fire 4 more employees at Marcy Correctional Facility. Those workers are accused of being involved in the beating of inmate Robert Brooks last month. Brooks was taken to a hospital but passed away hours after being assaulted. The tragic incident was captured on video, and these latest employees have been suspended without pay. Governor Hochul previously ordered the 14 other workers to lose their jobs, and one of them has already resigned. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has issued a warning to residents about an ongoing kidnapping scam. The agency says scammers are reaching out to people and claiming their child has been kidnapped. The scammer then tells the person not to call police before demanding money so the child can be returned safely. Anyone who gets a call like this should hang up and report it to the sheriff's office immediately. A Syracuse charter school that was the site of a carbon monoxide leak earlier this week has been declared an unfit structure. The leak Tuesday was caused by a food warmer, and multiple people suffered exposure to the odorless gas. The Syracuse Academy of Science High School on Park Avenue was also issued violations related to carbon monoxide detectors and removing or tampering with equipment. The building failed re-inspection yesterday. A larceny report from South James Street in Rome resulted in an arrest. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office reports that on the morning of January 9th, Verizon employees reported a section of wire had been cut from a telephone pole. 37-year-old Brett Parks of Blasville was found nearby with the stolen wire actively burning. Parks was arrested and charged with felony criminal possession of stolen property. He was released with a ticket instructing him to appear in Rome City Court at a later date. People who have been considering the purchase of an RV should check out an event at the New York State Fairgrounds that continues today. The Ultimate RV Show is happening through Sunday in the Expo Center and the Micron Center of Progress building. More than 200 pre-owned and new RVs and campers will be available for folks to get a look at. Admission and parking for the show are free, and shuttles will be available to help people get around. And the Narragansett Brewery in Rhode Island is offering a commemorative beer this weekend to honor the late President Jimmy Carter and his impact on the craft brewing industry. The company says Carter signed legislation legalizing home brewing in 1978, and that led to a booming craft beer industry. According to the Brewers Association, the U.S. craft beer industry supported hundreds of thousands of jobs in 2024 and contributed billions to the economy. Starting Friday, Narragansett Brewery will have Peanut Farmer Porter on tap, referencing Jimmy Carter's time as a peanut farmer in Georgia.
They don't use peanuts in it?
No.
It's going to be Peanut Farmer.
I was never a fan of those porter beers.
Okay.
They were a little too heavy.
All right.
I wanted to drink a lot, and you couldn't really drink a lot of those.
We have a cold weekend forecast coming up here for you.
It's brutal. Here is Ray.
The cold weather will... No advisories in the area for snow. The cold weather will continue to stick with us here as we head through this morning and into our Friday afternoon. There could be some flurries in spots, especially into the Adirondacks, mid-20s. Now, snow showers will come back tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. Could be some light accumulations in some spots, especially where the more favored band setup off of Lake Ontario. Tomorrow's highs in the upper 20s. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now we're at 13 degrees under clear skies at 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish have punched their ticket to the college football playoff national championship. Notre Dame defeated Penn State 27-24 in the CFP semifinal at the Orange Bowl. The Irish will be looking to claim their 12th national title in school history and the first since 1988 when they faced the winner of the Cotton Bowl matchup between Ohio State and Texas January 20th. It is the NFL Wild Card weekend, and the playoffs begin with an AFC doubleheader on Saturday. The Texans will play host to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Baltimore Ravens will host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then there is 3 more matchups on Sunday as the Bills host the Broncos, the Packers visit the Eagles, and the Buccaneers will entertain the Commanders of Washington. The first round concludes with the Minnesota Vikings facing off against the Los Angeles Rams on Monday night in Glendale as the game was moved due to the wildfires in Southern California. We'll have our NFL Pick'em Contest picks coming up momentarily. The Baltimore Ravens will be without one of their best offensive players for Saturday's wild card game against the Steelers. Zay Flowers will miss the game due to a right knee injury he suffered in Week 18 against the Browns. Flowers led the Ravens in catches with 74 and 1,059 yards during the regular season. The first Grand Slam of 2025 begins Sunday when the Australian Open gets going in Melbourne. In men's singles, top seed Jannik Sinner looks to repeat as champion. The world number one won his first career Grand Slam at last year's event. 7 seed Novak Djokovic is attempting to come away with his 11th title down under. And the Syracuse basketball team will look for vengeance against Boston College tomorrow afternoon when they travel to Boston. Their current record is, they being Orange of Syracuse, 7-8.
Davey, what do you think? They have a chance at winning. The last time they played Boston College won. Your mic's not on.
Yeah, if they play the same kind of game they did against Georgia Tech on Tuesday,
they might have a shot.
But Georgia Tech gave them that game.
Yeah.
Now with J.J. Starling being back in the groove in the starting lineup, it could be a different outcome against Boston College.
Okay.
But the only concern I have is Donnie Freeman. Who knows about that foot?
Bills this weekend?
The Bills.
Okay. You're going to take your picks coming up. Our Pick'em contest. Davey is currently in the lead by how many games? Way up. Larry has called in. He's also competing. Larry has said, I will take the opposite of every game Davey takes. It's my only chance of catching him.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. And who's on the line right now? Jake? Hey, Jake. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
All right.
You know what I'm about to tell you? I'm thinking that Davey's so far ahead, we can't catch him.
We can't. No,
Correct?
I certainly can't.
Okay. Why don't you give him the $200 and have the playoffs separate? And whoever wins the playoffs, you can give him a gift card. Like at Babes, like you do when the people call in.
Jake, giving us a chance. We want to declare Davey the $200 winner here today for the regular season and start a new contest for the playoffs?
But
I don't think we can catch it. Well, I know
Well, Larry
you
could.
guys are behind me.
Larry's down by 6 points.
Yeah, but he could if it's possible. I'm just saying it's possible to take that from Larry. We'd have
to ask Larry.
Call Larry and see if he's okay with
You
it.
got Larry's number?
We're
do.
giving Davey
And if you don't,
$200.
you should, because I told you to be keeping track of numbers. So get Larry on the line.
Davey's really on a roll.
You're scolding
I'm
him
glad
like you're
for him.
upset that he's ahead of you.
No,
I'm
it's
glad
nothing to
for
do
him.
with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get your picks anyway out of the way, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll determine what to do with the picks after, but the important thing is the picks. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. The first game of the weekend, Texans-Chargers.
Oh, boy. At Texans?
Is it in Houston? Yeah, I think they won that division. Is it in Houston? It's in Houston.
I'm going to take San Diego.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going with Jake on this. I'm going to take the Chargers. Get mine in here.
So
all right, next one.
Steelers-Ravens at Baltimore.
Steelers.
Yeah, Baltimore.
You're going Steelers?
I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I'm going to tell you, I just think the Steelers have been. What did they? What did they?
They've had a tough time. I think
last few games.
They split with the Ravens though. They've been on a skid though. The Steelers have been on a skid.
Bad. This is where they turn it around and they upset Baltimore.
Okay, Broncos and
My only
Bills
chance to do
in
anything.
Orchard Park.
I got to go with the Bills.
I like Buffalo.
Yeah, obviously.
All right.
Packers-Eagles. This is an easy one for everybody.
Boy, that's a tough one.
I don't know. About
I'd like to see Green Bay win, but I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Right.
So far, picking against the Packers has been good for me.
I'm going to do it for the sake of my team.
Right.
I can't bet on them.
You're betting against them?
Yeah. Well, just for the picks. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't think they have a chance.
All right, and then
2 more games: Commanders and Buccaneers at Tampa.
Wow, that's going to be a tough one. Tampa Bay.
I think one of the things you have to factor in here is that this is Jaden Daniels' first season in the NFL, his first playoff start. That typically can shake up a starting quarterback who's a rookie in the playoffs, that big stage. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's been there with a win.
I'm taking Tampa Bay, too. And then last game.
Yeah,
last game.
I
Here
think
we go.
I got to go with Washington. I'm going to go with Washington. And then Vikings-Rams. Monday night.
I'm going to pick the Rams.
I think the reason
I'm taking the Vikings.
I think that the reason Minnesota is purple is because they like to choke. I'm going to go with the Rams.
All right.
No, but anyway, guys, do you think that was okay what I said? I don't know. It just seems like...
Probably not, but I like the idea. Let's see if we can get it passed.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
You're making your
Have a
picks
great
like you're
weekend,
trying to
guys.
catch
Larry's
David.
on 2.
I'm making picks like I'm trying to make this work.
All right, Larry, what's up, buddy?
All right, hold on. I got to get Larry. What do you think, Larry? What do you think of that proposal?
No, I don't like it.
All right, okay.
He can catch him.
He's
Okay.
the guy.
He's the second place.
It's just like playing one of those. This is why when I play like a tournament, like a blackjack tournament at the Turning Stone.
Let's give everybody a...
And what happens, you get 2 people who've won, and they say, okay, we can stop right now. You guys can split it. And I'm like, I didn't come here to split it.
Yeah, I came here to win.
But then you look like an idiot.
Yeah, you look like
when
a
you're
jerk.
like, see, clearly Larry doesn't care that he's looking like an idiot at all. And I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, so Larry, if you want opposite Davies picks, we got to get Davies picks right now.
Right.
All right, let's do it quickly.
David could go 0 for 5.
He could, and you'd be right in it.
I'll take the Texans.
Okay. Wow, he's taking Houston.
And you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to take. You're gonna have to.
All right. So Larry's picking the opposite.
Larry, you're gonna have to take
the Chargers. I think that's a good move. I think that's.
No, he's gonna have to bet against the Bills in this game.
Oh boy. All right. What do you think, Steelers, Ravens?
I will take the Ravens.
Okay. And what about the Broncos and Bills?
That's a stupid answer.
All right. The Broncos. Got it.
No, the Bills.
Packers,
Well,
Eagles.
Hey, you didn't say it, so we gave you the Broncos.
No, the Bills.
All right.
I will take the Eagles.
All right. He's going with all the easy ones, Larry. Commanders, Buccaneers.
Bucks.
And Rams, Vikings.
Rams.
Let me
All
tell you,
right,
I'm
so
not going
I
to be able to
think-
make up any ground on Davey.
So how many games is that? 6?
Yeah, so
6 games.
actually, Larry, I'm going to tell you right now, other than probably Buffalo and Philadelphia, that game, I mean, you got a shot. I mean, the Commanders could beat Tampa Bay.
Anything
the
could
Vikings
happen.
could beat the Rams, and the Chargers very well could
Larry,
beat the Texans.
do you want the opposite of everything he picked?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
That's what he's doing.
So Larry is going with L.A., he's going with Pittsburgh,
Okay.
he's going with Denver, he's going with Green Bay. I love it. At least one of us
Listen,
is.
if Denver knocks off the Bills this weekend, that'll be
depressing.
horrific.
That'll be depressing, yeah. You're going to go
I
with
say
Washington.
Bills
I think that's a good shot.
blowout. I think
And
is
you're
what's going to
going
happen.
with Minnesota.
Okay, Larry, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I
okay,
appreciate it.
thanks.
You
Now,
have a great
Wayne
day.
is only 1 point behind Larry.
I have Wayne's picks.
Okay, what's he going with?
All right.
Chargers.
I'll let you guys do this after. Let me break. We don't need to do this on
Yeah,
I know. Quick break, and then we have Mighty John, the record guy, coming right up. Jake, thank you, man. You have a great day.
All right.
All
Have
right.
a good weekend.
Okay, you do the same. Mighty John, the record guy. If you have any records, maybe you discovered over the holiday break that you think might be worth something, you can call in. I got a couple here that I'm going to throw at him that I think could be worth some dough. We will see. Coming up at WIBX, Mighty John is next.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music, and whether it's your home or business, you have a lot invested. In the past, a camera surveillance system was an expensive luxury. Big Apple has now made it affordable. Big Apple is the area's leader when it comes to camera surveillance systems, having installed hundreds locally in homes and businesses. Big Apple is New York State licensed for security and camera surveillance, with most of our products sourced from American companies. Featuring Starlight Night Vision, our cameras dollar for dollar have the best night vision available. A camera surveillance system can offer full property coverage. It prevents and reduces crime, monitors high-risk areas like parking lots and showrooms, and Big Apple has a fully set-up showroom to give you real-time, realistic demonstrations of just how great a camera system can be for you. Stop in and see for yourself at Big Apple Music in New Hartford.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me, with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast, so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's Brian Kilmeade.
Here's the deal on JD Vance. 9 things that you're not going to like about it. Not even a moment to say, hey, now your ticket's formed. It's going to be a great 4 months. Let's have at it in a civil way. That would have been a normal thing to do. Is the staff missing the moment? Are they that bad? Do they think the only way to win is to create tension, make the other guys look unelectable still?
Brian Kilmeade, weekday mornings at 9 on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, every once in a while we get, usually once a month, get Mighty John, the record guy, on. There is no one who knows more about vinyl than our man, Mighty John, the record guy. John, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. So 10 records to look for in 2025 at flea markets and garage sales, whatever. What do we have?
Well, I'll start with the Temptations. Motown, overall, very collectible. Look for the Temptations album, Meet the Temptations. Current value up to $125. A song Dick Clark refused to play in American Bandstand. Stagger Lee by Lloyd Price. This is a 78 worth up to $125.
Why did he refuse to play it?
Too much violence, he said. A guy murdered somebody in the song. But, Dick said, no violence on Bandstand.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably a good idea. They're already dealing with hyper teenagers.
The Drifters, big hit for them. Save the Last Dance for Me. The hit the money is for the album, currently up to $150. Elvis just turned 90 years old.
Wow.
Viva Las Vegas, the EP. But look, if you have a copy, look at the record label. If it's black, it's up to $150. If the label is orange, it's up to $200. Johnny Cash, one of his last albums, if not his last album, from 2002, The Man Comes Around. Current value, up to $200. Music from Big Pink by the band. They backed up Bob Dylan in the 60s on his tours. Their album, Music from Big Pink, $250. From 2002, AC/DC, the AC/DC LP collection. This is a set of 15 records, current value, $500. The Grateful Dead, their most valuable 45, Dark Star, with its picture sleeve, up to $600. $200 for the record, $400 for that picture sleeve. Good old Sid Vicious and the Sex Pistols had a 45 and 79 called Pretty Vacant. The value depends on the label. If the label shows a tree-lined road on the label, up to $600. If that tree-lined road is not on the label, $10. And the Stones, their first record released in the U.S., never made the charts. Radio refused to play it, saying it was too much of a drug reference. It was simply called Stoned, and it's worth up to $12,000.
Wow. That's the one you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a goodie. I do have somebody asking some questions on Apple Records 45, on Apple, 45s on Apple. Are there any that really stand out that are very valuable?
Well, when you say very valuable, what's your,
well, I mean...
well, the picture sleeves probably is where the money is. Most of the 45s on Apple are up around $25. But, for example, Let It Be picture sleeve up to $75. Long and Winding Road up to $150. So, yeah, they can be worth money, but the picture sleeves really make the difference.
And then there was one that a friend asked me about, and I completely left this at home. But the only thing I can tell you is it is a John Lennon record, and it's on Apple. It's a 45, and it's I believe it's not a protest, but a song about someone who was in jail, and it's not listed as John Lennon. It has a band, and it's not the Plastic Ono Band, but it's similar to that. Are you familiar?
Sounds like it might be some sort of a bootleg or an import.
No, it's on Apple. It's not a. It's not
it
a
is on
bootleg.
Apple.
Yep. I'll have to find it the next time I get you on. I'll bring it in. I can't believe it.
Cool.
I forgot it. Anybody else have any other? And I mentioned the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. That one that one is worth a pretty good amount of money right there, right?
Well, it's got to be in mono to be worth
In mono,
money.
yes.
In mono, up to 800, stereo, about $25.
So the question is, it says high fidelity.
Yeah.
Is that mono?
Yes.
That is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Pretty
Is
wild.
that yours?
It is.
There you
Well,
go.
yeah.
He's cashing in.
Got a little
Cashing
deal
in.
right there.
Ching.
Well, I'll never sell it. That's the problem. That's what my wife says. You're never going to sell it. Give me a break.
Well, the good thing is it'll only go up in value as time goes by.
That is true. Now, what about, I think they had put there's a stamp that, like, somebody had a name stamp that's on the album cover. Does that, I'm assuming that takes away from the value.
Yeah, generally there's no set value for how much damage is caused, but generally it can go up as far as 30% of value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what this person here. Okay. But the person lining with protesting was John Sinclair, and he was playing with the Elephant's Memory Band.
Oh, Elephant's Memory, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not a big collectible.
Not a big collectible. All right.
No.
And then I got somebody else asking that Kennedy Family album that you see at every garage sale. I'm assuming that doesn't have any value.
You mean the comedy album?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. There are two, should be on Cadence Records for an original. There's Volume 1, Volume 2, each of them up to $35 to $40.
Are there any comedy type albums with value?
Generally, no. Collectors are looking for music, so spoken word records in general, not too collectible.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Yeah. Please, that should be worth nothing.
There's something on the wing. Something.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Great stuff. We'll do it again maybe next month. I appreciate it, John, always.
Well, go to moneymusic.com. Send me an email today, and I will send you a coupon for massive savings on our price guides.
The price guide is the most valuable thing you'll ever find. Every single record there is, you can look it up. Moneymusic.com is the website, and and again, your email address if they wanted to email you.
Yeah, it's right there. It's mightyjohn1971@gmail.
Okay, all right. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody coming in. I know this is a radio person. Old American Top 40. Casey Kasem the way when you listen to Casey Kasem's Top 40, American Top 40, they came to radio stations on albums. Right. You sometimes would hear it skip, actually. It did happen. But those were all supposed to be returned, but a lot of times someone swiped it from the radio station, somebody asking here if they have any value.
Yes, and there's no established value for them, so I can only tell you what I see them sell for, and generally around $50. But if the scripts are still with them, they can sell for more.
Okay, pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I would assume if it had, if that week included an iconic moment of some sort, that might increase the value.
Well, if it included a collectible recording artist like Beatles or Elvis, Stones, Zeppelin, then it makes a big difference.
Okay, very cool. All right, good stuff as always. Again, moneymusic.com. Email John today and get an awesome deal, and we appreciate it. We'll talk next month.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, thanks so much. Mighty John, the record guy, again, that website address is moneymusic.com. Scott in Kirkville will give you some picks for the weekend. And guess who's coming to town tomorrow?
Who's that?
He is a former Buffalo Bill, and you could get his autograph. We'll get into that coming right up here. Hold on.
Standard's philosophy of the whole home approach is to diagnose the root cause of why you're uncomfortable and provide a customized solution that's permanent.
We want to take a look at the whole house, finding the right solution for you, and bringing in a whole team of people who are going to help identify rebates and programs. And those are not just for low-income homeowners. These programs are available for anybody that's looking to upgrade their system now.
Learn more at standardco.com. Call Standard today at 800-738-1424.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
When you need surgery, you want a remarkable surgeon you can trust. Meet Dr. Lauren Smithson, one of Bassett's newest general surgeons. She and the Bassett team have broad expertise in many advanced surgical procedures, and Dr. Smithson is welcoming new patients in Oneonta and Delhi. Choose Dr. Smithson, a remarkable surgeon, and discover a team you can trust. Visit bassett.org/remarkable surgeons to learn more.
Hey, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients right now. It's the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic for health and wellness and recovery. Whether you're having an issue with sleep deprivation, fatigue, ADHD, you're dealing with some of these viruses that are going around, or you just simply need a new family doctor. Trying to quit smoking this time of year, always a big thing. And also opioid abuse. They have counselors there and programs there that can assist. Call the Falcon Clinic today. They are accepting new patients. 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 8:33. I'm Andrew Derminio. We have clear skies, sunny, and 13. Your full weather forecast is coming up. 4 more people are at risk of losing their job from Marcy Correctional Facility as New York State is moving to fire them on the heels of the Robert Brooks death last month. A charter school that is, in Syracuse was the site of a carbon monoxide leak earlier this week and has been declared an unfit structure. The Syracuse Academy of Science High School on Park Ave was also issued violations related to carbon monoxide detectors and removing or tampering with equipment. The building failed re-inspection yesterday. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office warning of a new scam where the agency says scammers are reaching out to people claiming their child has been kidnapped. The scammer tells the person not to call police before demanding money so the child can be returned safely. Anyone who gets a call like this should hang up and report it to the Sheriff's Office immediately. People who have been considering the purchase of an RV should check out an event at the New York State Fairgrounds that continues today. The Ultimate RV Show is happening through Sunday in the Expo Center and the Micron Center of Progress buildings. More than 200 pre-owned and new RVs and campers will be on display for folks to look at. Admission and parking for the show are free, and shuttles will be available to help people get around. And breaking this morning, Herkimer police announcing the arrest of a Herkimer man following an incident back on December 26th. Officers responded to North Main Street for a report of a fight that escalated to a male pulling a gun and threatening to shoot people. The male fled the scene prior to officers arriving. The investigation determined the weapon was in fact a BB gun that looked like a Glock handgun. 20-year-old Christopher Burdick of Herkimer was arrested and charged with menacing in the second-degree, criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth, endangering the welfare of a child as a 3-year-old child was present during the incident. He was processed and released on an appearance ticket to appear in Village Court at a later date. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 8:35. We've got your forecast from Eyewitness from the Weather Channel.
No advisories in the area for snow. The cold weather will continue to stick with us here as we head through this morning and into our Friday afternoon. There could be some flurries in spots, especially into the Adirondacks, mid-20s. Now, snow showers will come back tonight, tomorrow, and into tomorrow night. Could be some light accumulations in some spots, especially with a more favored band setup off of Lake Ontario. Tomorrow's highs in the upper 20s. I'm Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunny and 13 at 8:36.
All right, Scott has a couple picks for you to take into the weekend and maybe make a little sports betting money this weekend. Scott in Kirkville is next on WIBX.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true.
How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music, and whether it's your home or business, you have a lot invested. In the past, a camera surveillance system was an expensive luxury. Big Apple has now made it affordable. Big Apple is the area's leader when it comes to camera surveillance systems, having installed hundreds locally in homes and businesses. Big Apple is New York State licensed for security and camera surveillance, with most of our products sourced from American companies. Featuring Starlight Night Vision, our cameras dollar for dollar have the best night vision available. A camera surveillance system can offer full property coverage. It prevents and reduces crime, monitors high-risk areas like parking lots and showrooms, and Big Apple has a fully set-up showroom to give you real-time, realistic demonstrations of just how great a camera system can be for you. Stop in and see for yourself at Big Apple Music in New Hartford.
It's the New Year's blowout at Mattress Express, and no one in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have. And listen to the New Year's sale. Save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster sets, $500 on Tempur-Pedic, $400 on Sealy, and save up to $600 on the largest selection of Purple in New York State, only at Mattress Express. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. If you've made the mistake of ordering your Tempur-Pedic somewhere else and it's taken 7 days or longer for delivery, bring your receipt to Mattress Express. We'll give you the sale price or a $200 prepaid Visa card, whichever saves you more, and we'll get it delivered fast. A better price and faster delivery. All locations at MattressExpressNY.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. And do not forget, we have a new location in Auburn in the Tractor Supply Plaza. It's New Year's at Mattress Express.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay. I don't know if you look out right now, at least in Marcy, we've got sunshine.
But this
what
time
a rarity.
Of year,
what a rarity.
This time of year, when you see the sun,
it means it's cold.
It's really cold, but
yeah,
those golden rays are very beautiful.
Terrible. On the line right now, Scott in Kirkville. Good morning, Scott. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Hey, listen, I got to make an announcement. Books I gave out for Christmas presents must be back to the library by the 17th of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's funny. That's a funny line.
Yeah.
I was premature on the drum roll.
Also, I made arrangements to lie in state, just like President Carter.
Oh, did
I made
you?
It with, I made it with the yellow brick road. They're going to lay me right by the ATM machine. So.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Let's go out to Bruce and Cici. I ran into them. They're loyal listeners. They kind of actually like my jokes. I'm shocked. I'll take it. I got two.
So tell us that story. Where were you that you saw these folks and they said they hear you all the time?
Yeah.
Do you think they're being honest, or they're just trying to get a pick out of you? I think that's what it is.
Getting a free pick.
I think they're trying to get a free pick.
Actually, they're pretty good horse players. I know they weren't trying to get horses.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty good.
So what an interesting world that Scott is immersed in. Like, all the people who like to gamble.
Well, because he's always gambling. He's at places where they're gambling, right?
That's basically yeah. I move around. I like different universities. You got three establishments, so I don't really stay in one place. And then I got contacts. I do some consulting work, so I can get Syracuse games. You know, the Indiana connection and the
What do you think about
Florida connection.
What do you think about Syracuse this weekend?
You can talk about the Boston College game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I tell you, I know you watched the Georgia Tech Syracuse game, but you know that there was a hint when they were handed out hard hats to people underneath the basket because the way that the players were.
Oh my
shooting.
God! I mean,
games.
actually, it was like both teams. Nobody was playing well. Nobody was shooting well.
Yeah,
it was brutal.
That was crazy. Hey, I heard that you guys got another issue.
Trying to find out
Herkimer Proctor, Howard Potter's involved and stuff.
Howard Potter, yeah. No, it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Oh, you're talking about the books, The Wizard.
Yeah.
No, the Howard. I heard Howard was, fighting the board again, and
going after after
against 3.
Yeah.
Does Mike, the countertop lawyer, get involved? I know he's on the board too.
What I like about Harry Potter is he don't need no facts. He just makes crap up. I just talked to somebody. And that's what they said. So it's got to be true.
Is Chuck Lester involved in this too?
I wonder if that's how. I wonder if that's how they.
Scott's ruffling all sorts of feathers.
I wonder if that's how you determine the quality of a shirt. Somebody told me it was good.
Right.
Or if you really do research on it.
Yes.
Somebody told me it was a good shirt.
This movie's doing well. Chuck Lester, Rebel Without a Primary.
You're going after everybody. You're going after everybody, Scott.
Rebel Without a Primary.
Hey, listen, what the heck?
All right,
anyway,
how about some wonderful?
Yeah, we got to get into the NFL action here. Come on.
Actually, let me just do this while I have you. Coming up on when is the championship weekend in the NFL? When is that?
That is
the championship in the NFL?
2 weeks from now.
Okay, it's 2 weeks from now. What date is that? That's Sunday.
The 9th of February is the Super Bowl. There's a week off.
No.
That would be the 27th.
The conference championship weekend.
Yeah.
Conference weekend is the 27th?
26th, probably, right?
Okay. So every year, Mark Butler.
You have it?
I do. Every year, Mark Butler, who is now the mayor of Newport, New York, and Rocky Fiato and Barb at the Waterfront Grill, they put on and you should come to this. They put on a really awesome buffet, and there are raffles. You can a Chinese auction. You can bid on items and everything. And of course, I believe all the details are in here. But every year they write this masterpiece of a commercial. And every year I record it and bring it in, and it promotes the event. Do you want to hear the debut of this year's?
Yes, indeed.
Because I
think it should be
Rocky
Scott
and Mark just completed it yesterday. So here they are talking about the big event. This is and they love to put a funny little twist on every promo that they do. So here goes. Here it is. Here we go.
Well, Mr. Fiato, or may I call you Rocky, welcome to the clinic. I've been looking at your chart, and some things have jumped right out at me. First, you're 5'3" and weigh how much?
Wait a minute, Doc. That's 5'6". I've been working out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, step over here and look at these x-rays with me. It's very clear that your thingamajig is enlarged and inflamed again. But forget the fancy medical terms. It's apparent that you have a case of acute chronic generosity. I'm afraid, Mr. Fiato, Rocky, there's only one known cure.
Sounds pretty serious. Will it hurt?
Well, maybe a little. But I prescribe that you have a football tailgate party at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer on January 26th from 1 to 5, with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. Those charities include Feed Our Vets, the Herkimer County Humane Society, and the Herkimer County Hunger Coalition.
I guess that doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, but I'm not done. Also, for a $30 ticket, you will include your famous buffet, televised championship football games, raffles, music, and prizes.
That does hurt, but if that's what I've got to do, that's what I'll do. What do I owe you, Doc, for today?
Hey, this one's on the house. Obviously, this generosity thing can be highly contagious, so be very careful. And may I suggest that you lay off the pasta?
Oh, there you go.
So that's the raw edit.
There you go.
Okay,
That's the raw edit. I gotta turn that into a real masterpiece. It'll take me
Good luck.
a lot of time. All right, and that event is coming up on Conference Championship weekend. It is a great event. So maybe you can make it down there for that, Scott. All right, quick picks, and I got to roll some quick picks for people. What do you have?
Quick picks. Probably my top pick is going to be the team total on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, you can get it at 26.5. I got it at 26.5. I think that's going to be the most entertaining game. Them in Washington.
Okay.
If you want to do a prop bet, look at Daniels rushing. I think he's going to take off more than he usually does since it's one and done. They usually don't come out with prop bets until the day of the game. But I might keep an eye on that. This is a little
What's
weird,
his over on that, on his rushing yards?
That's a good question. A lot of these places don't do it until the day of the game.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
40, maybe 45 yards, usually 50. That's what he's been doing in the regular season. It just depends. He didn't run when he had the ribs for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So that's come down. But so that might work in your favor because he hasn't really taken off. The other game, this is interesting because you got your Bills playing the Broncos. And I think the Broncos are going to be in chase mode. So, once again, if you want to do a prop bet, you might want to do Bo Nix attempted passes because I think they're going to be chasing. But I do like the Broncos team total over 18.5. I think they are going to score a little bit more points than people think. And finally, I like the Texans, which is in the Dome Stadium, which is good. Their team total is 19 against the Chargers. I like them. It's a low-scoring game, but if you can't get 20 at home in a Dome Stadium, then you're not going to win the game.
Now, I don't know if this is a scenario of Lance and Lee confusing the team totals with the overs. He says, ask the wise guy what happened a couple weeks ago with the two best bets, Colorado and Oregon overs. Were those team totals you gave us or overall overs?
Well, I guess he didn't mention Minnesota and Washington and Arizona State, but that's
you can't win them all, Scott.
Hey, you're not going to win them all, but if you walk away on a weekend, if you walk away after a weekend and you're making a huge amount of money, that's a good thing.
You went 4-2 if you took all 6.
Yeah.
So I mean, you want to cherry pick the 2. How about the 4 that I won?
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell him, Scott.
I'm just saying that they kind of admitted to Minnesota and Washington. And then, of course, Detroit, has been a big team total over. They ended up 13-4 for the year. They destroyed the San Francisco.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, good stuff. Scott, enjoy the weekend, make a lot of money.
Will do.
And maybe we'll see you at Waterfront Grill down the road here. That'll be cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, man.
Bye.
Have a great day. Scott in Kirkville. Good stuff, Davey. That's where Davey gets all of his picks. That's why he's ahead. All right, coming up, you're going to find, Davey, a very amazing former Buffalo Bill is coming to town.
I will be there tomorrow.
And Davey's going to be there. We'll explain what that is coming up next.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedsantique.com.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
41-yard attempt. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good! Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
Well, there you go. There you go. Pretty wild, right, Dave? Last night, big win, a big win for Notre Dame. And let's see who they're going to play. We'll find out tonight.
Yes, we will.
The line right now is from Hall of Frames, Tom Napoli. And this is big. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys been?
Good to hear from you. We're hearing a real rumor that there is a former Buffalo Bills legend coming to town.
Hall of Famer.
Is this true?
Not former. The Buffalo Bill. The greatest Buffalo Bill probably of all time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think you're right.
The all-time sack leader, the top 100 NFL player. I mean, the bad things, man. But yes, it's true. Bruce Smith will be here tomorrow.
Wow, that's awesome.
He will be in the store from 1 to 2:30, signing autographs, taking photos. We have tickets available now in the store. You can get them at our website at HUFSportsCollectibles.com.
Okay.
But let me just say one thing. This is a really rare. He doesn't do many public autograph signings.
Yeah.
So if you're hesitant or thinking, no, I'll get him, he doesn't do many of these.
Is he now a motivational speaker?
I think he does some motivational stuff. Yeah. He does a lot of I don't want to say motivational stuff. He does a lot of different charity events, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But actual sit-down autograph signings, he doesn't do many of these at all.
And I would think
I'm telling you, this is the only opportunity you're going to get to see him in our area.
And
He's not coming back.
And I would think that makes the autograph much more valuable.
100%. He's not on the autograph circuit much at all. Some of the other guys are. You see Thurman out there, and you see Andre out there, and even Jim has been out there more so. But Bruce maybe does a couple a year.
I got to say,
this is a few years in the making. Like, I wish we had a little bit more time to promote it, and I appreciate you guys helping me get the word out to the Bills fans about this opportunity. It just arose really quickly. He was coming in town to go to the Bills game. I know somebody that represents him. He's like, hey, do you want the opportunity to have Bruce?
Nice.
I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, you got 9 days to put it together. I'm like, okay, we could do that.
Yeah, well, you got to do it. You got to do it.
It speaks to Tom. It speaks to Tom's reputation and how he does his business, how he conducts himself. That this opportunity has afforded itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Trust me. And if you're a Bills fan, you don't want to miss this.
How are you feeling about this playoff season?
Well, look, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I have no feelings.
Okay.
Oh, you're numb. You're numb.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Sensitive subject, Bill.
This is me personally, I think this is probably some of the best matchups in a long time.
Yeah.
Where it seems like the NFC is wide open. I mean, there's some front runners, and I know the Bills fans always get nervous this time of year. They've come up a little bit short, but I don't know. I think there's something special about this Bills team this year. It has a different feel to it for some reason. It just does.
It does have a different feel.
It feels like a team. Like there's no one star. It just feels like a team.
And when you look at receptions this year, it's spread around all over this offense.
His rushing yards and rushing touchdowns is unbelievable.
Well, I think that's kind of their model this year. Everybody eats is kind of what they've been saying.
Yeah.
He just spreads the ball around, and it's the Bills have a great chance this year. Hopefully they go their way. I'm a Cowboys fan. I root for I'm secretly, everybody tells me I'm secretly a Bills fan. I think I've slowly become a Bills fan with the amount of Bills that we've worked with and done signings with. You get to know some of these players slightly, not a ton. I'm not saying I'm best friends with them, but you get to know some of these kids, and you can't help but root for them because they're nice kids. You know what I mean? They're nice guys.
Yeah.
And I say kids because now I'm in my 50s now, and all these guys you work with, they're all in their early 20s. When you work with a lot of the current players, but they're kids to me.
Okay, so to come in and get the Bruce Smith autograph and all of that, and a meet and greet, again, it's tomorrow, Give us the times again and website.
So the times are from 1 to 2:30. And you can get tickets right now at the store if you want to stop in. We're at 2150 Riscony Street in Utica. I don't think people realize we moved a couple of years ago. We are in Utica now. Or you can go on the website and you can purchase them there at HOFSportsCollectibles.com. Also, if you're like, geez, I don't have anything, we're going to have things for sale to get signed. So we're going to have photos, and we're going to have helmets, and we're going to have jerseys, and we're going to have cards. So if you don't have something, you could purchase something. You don't have to purchase something. You can bring in your own item. But on such short notice, some people are like, geez, I didn't get a chance to get this or that.
Right.
We'll have things that day. We have you covered. So you can buy unsigned product from us.
All right, that's cool. And I had just a couple of quick questions about stuff that, you might have hanging around. We might have hanging around. And that is Pete Rose. Value on Pete Rose since his death, has it gone up, gone down, or just stayed flat?
It's kind of stayed flat, truthfully. I mean, Pete was a pretty avid autograph signer. He did a lot of I mean, it was basically, honestly, I hate to say it, but it was basically probably his source of income for the last probably 15 years of his life.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of signings. Some of the unique stuff, like, I'm sorry, I bet on baseball, and some of the quirky things that he would sign kind of went up a little bit, but honestly, there wasn't much movement. I mean, I think there was more interest because that always happens, kind of like that out of sight, out of mind thing. And then the minute you get pushed into the spotlight again for that short amount of time, people are like, oh, I got to get it. But price-wise, the price didn't change much on Pete Rose's autograph.
Well, it's kind of like when you have a president. So usually after, if a president kind of had a rough run, right after they get out of office, they're ranked as a very low president. But as the years go on, the ranking comes back up. We kind of forget about all the bad stuff, and nostalgia kicks in. And I imagine
think that happens with everybody, though. People forget about the bad, and they kind of remember the good.
Yeah.
They're like, well, he's bad. Let's be a little bit nice to him.
Yeah.
It even it happens in sports. You see guys that don't get into the Hall of Fame, then all of a sudden they pass away, and now they're up. Now they get into the Hall of Fame, but they didn't put him in when he was alive.
And then the other one, the other one since the death is OJ. What's the value on some of his stuff?
I got to be honest with you. Like it's always been a weird market. Now, me personally, I would never carry a single O.J. Simpson thing in my store. I believe in karma and stuff. I'm like, I never wanted to make a profit off of it. I never wanted to sell it. I never wanted it in my face. It's an odd market. There are people who buy his stuff. It did go up a little bit when he passed. He didn't do a ton of signings, but he did a lot of signings with what you would say quietly.
Yep.
I mean, he never really did any public signings because I just think the amount of feedback, the bad feedback anybody who would bring him in would get. But he did a lot of what they call private signings, quietly, where people paid him. But it didn't. It jumped a little bit, but he's not. He doesn't have the market that you would think he has.
Fair enough. All right, Bruce Smith, this weekend, go to the Hall of Fame's website, and thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Bruce, I can call you Bruce. Bill, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Before an historic return to the White House, a historic return to court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Though President-elect Trump will only appear virtually the day after the Supreme Court refused to block this morning's sentencing.
They called for an appeal, so I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually.
As for his convictions in New York,
frankly, it's a disgrace. It's a judge that shouldn't have been on the case. He's a highly conflicted judge.
He was convicted, of course, last May on 34 counts of filing false business instruments for paying off Stormy Daniels. So